Hello, you beautiful freaks. I'm EJ Leeson, and welcome to a brand new episode of Frequels. And of course, with me today is my co-host, the boss of sauce, Rory Calderasi. What's up, dude?
I'm super excited right now.
I know.
Ask me why.
Why are you so excited, buddy?
Because this is the very first episode where we're going to introduce the AI version of Young Vince.
Yes.
Go on, Young Vince.
Hello.
And also,
He's almost human.
almost human.
I am human.
And also, the podkeeper himself. The only one I know who was disappointed that MTV Cribs wasn't actually about Cribs. Young Vince. What's up, buddy?
That's good. I like that. That was good.
Thank you. Thanks.
I'm doing good, man. I'm
Yeah.
fantastic. I'm literally 8 minutes off of work right now. So here we
Yes.
are podcasting.
So, for the listeners at home, this is a very special episode because it's a Frequels After Dark.
Oh, we got
We're
the
doing
lights
this
down.
a late
First
yeah.
one since was it Bride of Frankenstein?
Which
think
was
so.
fun.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
was a
that
lot
was
of fun.
so fun.
We're all like tired at this point, so we get delirious and weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We started the show mid-conversation, and that kind of got me all riled up. That kind of made me excited, so I'm happy we are.
Dude, it was
where we are,
smart
where we
that you did that because we would have just kept.
are. I know you would have.
It would have been 6 in the morning, and we're like, "Oh shit, we got."
We gotta,
you wanna-
we gotta get to
Wait,
it.
do you want a quick story? I yelled at Rory last week. I kicked him
Yeah.
out of the bar.
You did.
You want to know why?
Why?
Because Shane got here, and they wouldn't stop talking about fucking long legs. We had customers walking in and sitting down, and I'm counting money. And at a certain point, I look up and I'm like, I wonder if anybody's waited on that guy. And I walk over to him and I was like, hey, anybody talk to you yet? He's like, no, man. Dude's just been sitting there. And Rory and Shane are at the end of the bar talking about long legs. I'm like, Rory, go home.
I was off the clock though, so
Yeah. To Rory's defense, he was off the clock.
I was.
And
Love you,
finally,
though. I did it for fodder.
we have a very special guest, no stranger to the show, one of our favorites, the legendary Joe Petitto. What's up, buddy?
Nothing. It's nice to be back, but unfortunately, like it's what time is it now? Oh,
Like midnight?
12:11.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
hey, can you come on the show? Yeah, I'll come on when? I can be here like 11:30 at night. Sure, sure. I'll be sloppy
Sure.
seconds.
You should have had this locked and loaded, though, right?
Meeting.
This movie. You should have had this locked and
Oh
loaded.
yeah.
This is
Oh, this
okay,
is
good.
fine. Yeah.
This is why we call on you, though.
Oh, no, I
because you
know.
have this stuff ready to go.
I had to do a lot of two though to get
Yeah.
on the show. You know what I mean?
If you don't talk to it,
Get back. It's been too long. A lot of spit on that thing.
Yeah.
There's 3 of them. People, my jaw's killing me.
very, very topical.
Very
Anyone
topical.
listens to this in 3 years, they're gonna have
Not
no
even-
Yeah,
idea.
they're going to be
fucking
like,
clue.
oh, man, that was great.
Wasn't
what a
Octu-
reference.
Wasn't Octu that planet that Luke was hiding
It
out on?
was. It
Yeah.
was. And now it's a reference to oral sex. Look at how in 3 years or a couple of years things change.
Yeah.
Wait, it is?
Yep.
Yeah. Now, what's new with you guys? Have you seen any new movies? Rory?
Everything.
I've seen some really good ones. So I'll start with the ones that weren't so great. I saw Twisters. I thought it was pretty good. It was
Yeah.
okay. It was fine. It's a movie.
It's a movie.
Yeah.
Empty calories.
Yeah,
It's
just
it's
sort of.
light going through a projector on a screen.
Yeah. Like, not a bad movie. Not a good movie. Just sort of like hey, that was a way to kill a couple hours.
Is it a, is
You
it
know
a good
what?
way to? Is it a good way to kill a 2-hour flight?
It sure is.
It sure is. Okay.
Uncle Sal. I will say though, Glenn Powell, handsome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he's
would
noticeable. Yeah.
I would compare this to eating like a bag of Doritos. Like you're enjoying it at the time, and then you get to the end of it, and you go,
Ah,
"Oh,
God damn it! I just ate a whole bag of Doritos.
I feel terrible now.
So bad. Why did I do
Why
this?
did I do that?"
I have a few more. I'll just rattle off.
Oh,
we don't
please.
we
Yeah.
don't have
Oh,
to
go.
stay
Please
on
go to
any
no.
of them.
Go for it. Go to the
No,
bad
go
ones.
for it.
We've seen a lot of good stuff this year. A lot of stuff.
Yeah, I've been really dipping into the Criterions that I bought.
Okay.
Shot.
So I did. I watched To Die For.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
I watched Punch Drunk Love. Again,
Very
I haven't
good
seen it
film.
in a long
He's really
time.
good.
Very good movie.
So-
Oh, wait,
Yes.
what did you say to me about him? He's amazing when he's not in his own movies.
Yeah, Adam
I've
Sandler is
said
a
that a
terrific
million
actor.
times. Adam Sandler is better as a dramatic actor, not in his own movies, than when he's still a 50-some-year-old man. Just goes, "Scooby-Doo!" Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That is so
Ridiculous.
good. I could sit here all night.
I
with
know.
that.
I watched well, I would say revisited Train Spotting,
Oh my god.
which is like
Never
So
saw
good.
it.
You
it's-
never
no,
saw
Never
dude.
saw
Ewan
it's-
it.
McGregor is like
Every person that-
phenomenal.
Everybody in that movie
Yeah.
is incredible. It's like, dude, it's like literally a must-watch type of film.
Dude, you know what scene is kind of awesome when he drops the drugs into the toilet?
Yeah,
And then he goes
crawls
into
inside of it.
Ah, it's so
The
gross.
filthiest toilet in all of Scotland.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really gross. I also watched the sequel, which is curiously called T2.
Yeah.
Train Spotting.
Judgment Day.
Were they like, hey, do you guys think this title's available?
They're like, I don't know.
Go into the
T2.
toilet and get the drugs.
But then I watched The Land Before Time 5.
Wow. That was
Watch that with
That's a
Becca.
banger,
Yeah,
yeah.
man, that was probably the best one.
What
Never
happened
saw
to the,
one of those, and I'm okay with it.
What happened to the dinosaurs?
They're still going. They're still finding new places to eat.
Cool. I hope it turns out well for them.
It's so far they're doing well.
Good.
Not a casualty in those movies since Littlefoot's
they're
Mom.
thriving. They're thriving.
They're doing well, man.
They classify as animal actors or no?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're all SAG.
Yeah.
Those dinosaurs. And then, of course, I saw yesterday Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes.
Just
And
don't
did-
say anything. Just
Yeah,
don't
no,
please
no
don't say thank you.
spoilers because it's going to probably be till
okay.
Tuesday.
Well, all right.
till I
So
get there.
right away,
It starts
I'm just gonna-
off.
It starts off.
starts off in the woods of Montana. No, it's actually really, really good. I was kind of nervous because there was a lot of press for it and like a lot of
A lot of build up to it.
yeah, and I was like, sometimes
Can it
when
live up
they
to the hype?
yeah, and it does. I feel like it does a good job.
You know, I was
It's
telling,
really funny.
I was telling Vince before the show started. There's this thing that we sometimes lose track of with movies, where like if you're talking about comic book movies, to me the best you can hope for is something like The Dark Knight, right?
Right.
And then somewhere everybody has their worst comic book movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can't think of them.
Phoenix.
Anything like that, but.
Fuck you.
But
Okay.
no, but everybody, whatever your least favorite comic book movie is, there's like a spectrum. It's like Dark Knight, whatever you don't like, or whatever your favorite comic book movie is. This movie is one of those like it's not the best, and it's nowhere near the worst. It's just like a really fun movie.
Right.
And sometimes I feel like we lose track of movies just being able to
be
be
fun.
fun. And not
Yes.
necessarily the best or worst thing ever.
And they needed this to bring everybody back to
did.
Marvel. They needed this.
And it was, dude, I had so much fun watching it. Like, I was, like, laughing, and the theater was, like, real into it. I had a packed theater.
Yeah, Becca was saying on Facebook, she says
Yeah.
it's packed.
Me
That's
and-
the best way to watch it.
Shane and
Yeah,
I
okay.
were like, let's just see. Because last night we're like, let's just see. If there's something open, maybe we'll just ditch out of here and go. I'll come in early and clean. Fucking no. Just the front row. And I was like, if Rory was here, that psychopath would sit in the front row. But
I
me and him
would.
were like, no, we're not going to do that.
It was so, it's like,
Is it a summer blockbuster?
oh, for sure.
Okay, cool. I'm
It's
excited.
gonna,
I'm
I
even
feel
more
like by
excited.
the end of the weekend, it's gonna blow the roof off with those numbers.
It already had
It's
the
so
biggest
funny.
pre-opening for an R-rated movie. They did 38 million. Thursday
Does
night.
anybody know what the pre-sales were?
I
It's
don't
like
know the pre-sales.
35
Outrageous?
or
35?
38 million,
Okay.
something
I'm
like
not
that.
sure. But they're predicting now that the estimates are low. They're talking it could do 200 million.
Cool.
And I will
Yeah.
say one quick thing about the movie without ruining anything. It's so happy to see Hugh Jackman again.
Yeah,
He's awesome.
He's
Dude,
the best.
I just
he's
love
awesome.
him.
Yeah.
I don't know what
He's
it
a
is.
great
Like I
actor.
saw, like there's a point in the credits. Like I'm not gonna say what it is. You know what I'm talking about. The little video thing that they play.
Oh yeah.
Literally, I'm like watching it, and I'm just like, I feel so emotional watching this. I have like tears in my eyes and stuff. I don't know, man. I have a real big soft spot in my heart for those
Hugh
X-Men
Jackman.
movies
Yeah.
with Hugh
What,
Jackman
what would be your favorite comic book movie?
of all time.
Yeah.
So it's
That's
tricky.
easy. There's only one answer.
I know. It's I
That's
would
unfair,
say
EJ. We should take that out.
I would say that like I'm very much I love the Dark Knight trilogy, and then
Yeah.
I love the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy.
Yeah.
But there's like the Richard Donner Superman, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
X-Men Days of Future Past
Yeah.
is a big one for me. So
Danny
yeah,
DeVito as the Penguin.
I love Batman Returns.
I do
I love
too. I
Batman
like that one a
Returns.
lot.
Love that.
But like I would say like Dark Knight was one of those movies that I
Howard
would say
the
is my
Duck.
favorite just because it was one of the only movies that I could think of that when I saw it, I had just finished writing a script, right? Like prior to that. And I came home and I'm like, you need to start over. Because I was like, if that's what they're producing, I'm like, this is not good enough. Literally ruined a script for me. So like Dark Knight was just one of those, like, it just kept
I was the same way when I was trying to
challenging me.
write something that I watched Deep Throat. I just had to throw it away and start over. I just can't do it.
I can't do this.
I can't do as good as this.
What about you? What's your favorite?
Favorite superhero movies? I've always been a DC guy, even when I was a kid with the comic books. So, like Rory said, probably Superman 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton's my favorite Batman. So probably Batman Returns. But then I really did like the Batman with Pattinson. I thought that was
good.
fantastic.
That was fantastic.
They're probably my favorites. I would say.
correct
Oh, and Judge. I apologize. The Judge Dredd I do have a fondness for because it's Stallone, of course.
Stallone.
Right.
But I actually like the Carl Urban Judge Dredd as well.
Yeah,
That's very.
it's
good.
really
Now,
good.
Joe, in my notes it says here, you are Stallone's biggest fan. Is that true?
I thought we were going to admit going forward, just admit that. But yes,
Oh,
I
of
am.
course, of course.
Yes, I am.
Let's take
Yes.
that off there.
Yes.
And then Vince,
Could be
how about
his
you?
son. We don't know.
What's that?
What's your favorite superhero
Oh,
movie?
Howard the Duck.
Yeah, that is a good movie.
Leah
There's-
Thompson in her underwear gonna fuck a duck. That's all I'm gonna say.
There's no right answers, but that was, in fact, the right answer.
George Lucas, man. George Lucas.
I will say this:
Yeah.
Dark Knight is in my top 3 movies of all time.
Wow,
It's
really?
I fell in love with that movie. I saw that at least. I paid money to see that at least 4 times in the
4?
theaters, and yeah,
I saw
you
it.
probably saw. Well, you had a lot more time than I did.
Did you ever see
7
the
or 8
original version
times.
of The Dark Knight?
No, but I do remember they did like a pre-test. They did like a
He's going to
testing.
take a swipe at it. I
No,
see
no,
him.
it's not.
It's actually called Heat.
Is it?
Yep.
It's okay.
Christopher Nolan watched Heat with Pacino and De Niro
And he
and,
was like,
just
"Let's
went, I
remake
want to
it."
make this, and he remade it.
That's okay.
Joe, I'm going to tell you something. I like The Dark Knight more than I like Heat.
Oh, that hurts.
Hey man, no
That
one got a
hurts. I
performance out
love
of Heath.
Heat.
I say this all the time. Heath Ledger was not in that movie. Joker was in that movie.
Oh,
I don't know
100%.
He was
what-
marvelous.
100%.
I've never seen a performance the way that, like, he at no point, like very 2 or 3 times in the movie does he look like Heath Ledger.
No, but stop
You
me.
know Joker's not a real person, right? Just kidding.
No, stop me if I'm wrong,
Thank you.
Vince. Stop me if I'm wrong.
Go ahead,
But I was
Stop.
always under the impression that babies were afraid of clowns.
dude. I don't.
I
like,
was. I still afraid of clowns.
You know I don't like clowns. I don't like
know.
clowns. I don't like mascots. I don't like sock puppets.
He soils himself.
Yes, instantly.
What's wrong with sock puppets?
Fucking terrifying. Is it a
What?
hand? Is it a puppet? I don't know.
EJ, you're gonna have to put away your sock puppets
Oh, man.
if we're gonna finish this episode.
I was gonna act out the whole movie with my sock puppies. No, but that's cool. And what about least favorite horror or superhero movie?
I would have to go with most disappointing.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go with the Phoenix. Yeah, the X-Men.
Which one are you referring to? You talking about Last Stand, or are you
No.
talking
You're
about
talking
the
about
Dark Phoenix?
He's
Dark
talking about
Phoenix.
Dark
Yeah, Dark
How
Phoenix.
dare you?
I
That
it
movie's
was
amazing.
no. It was a good movie, but it could have been great. Well, I'm really disappointed with Venom. Like all of the Venom franchise. Every time
They're
Venom's been
terrible.
portrayed.
Yeah, they don't do it right. In the
Every
movies
time
at all.
Venom has been portrayed in the movies, I have been extremely offended.
Yeah, he's nothing like the comic.
He's nothing like the comic. Like in order to make a real Venom movie, it needs to be NC-17.
Correct.
And yeah, he's one of the most violent comic book characters of all time.
He is comic accurate to a dumpster fire, though.
Yeah, he is. No, I. What about you, Roy? Least or like most disappointing, least favorite superhero movie?
Least favorite. Oh, it's hard.
Yeah.
'Cause, come back to me.
There's no one else to go to. Oh, I was gonna say.
Mr. Petitto.
Wow, thanks, Vince. Batman and Robin,
Wow.
Superman 4: The Quest for Peace.
How dare you?
It's awful. I'm not even a big fan of Batman Forever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
How about the Seal song?
I
That
like
we
the
got
Seal
that.
Yeah, it's
song.
pretty
I do
good.
like the
We got
Seal
that
song.
from it.
Yeah.
That soundtrack.
But when
Yeah.
you, here's the other thing. When you compare that to what Prince did, it's
yeah.
not.
Oh,
It's not the same.
It's not.
It's no party.
No.
Well, we even
not.
said we were on Facebook on the movie site. We were like, I mean, he's could be one of the best artists of all
Of all time.
I mean,
Of all
he's
time.
phenomenal.
Yes.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your least favorite, EJ?
Did we get your first favorite?
We did not.
Yeah, what's your first favorite and least favorite?
See,
Like,
that's
I'm
the
gonna
thing.
fucking tell you guys.
See, I feel like because he's the host, we sometimes forget to go back to him.
Yeah.
Is that a thing that
And
we do?
he
No,
uses
we
that
just
to his
don't care.
advantage.
Oh, that's right. We just don't
Just
care.
do it on purpose. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, he's gonna say something. Let's skip past it.
I
No,
would,
shut the fuck up and move on with the show.
I would say Electra was like.
Electra's
Electra.
fantastic.
It's so.
the
bad.
fuck is wrong with
No,
you?
you got to hit him with a how
Man.
dare you?
How dare you? First off, it's Jennifer Garner, okay? How
Yeah.
dare you, sir?
We ripped up our Capital One credit cards because of her. I despise her that much.
What?
I just don't like her.
Oh, I love her.
I
Oh, I've had a
get
crush
that.
on her since Alias. Oh my god, I love her.
EJ, what's your favorite comic book movie?
Oh, I will. I'm glad you finally asked. My
Perfect.
favorite is Superman.
I love that movie.
Yeah, it is so good.
What a genius.
So good.
I know. Thanks, guys.
Donner's masterpiece. Christopher
Yeah,
Reeve, the
yeah,
best.
yeah. But I do like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies,
Yeah.
of course, and probably out of all the X-Men movies, I would say X-Men: Days of Future Past is probably my favorite.
That scene.
I've only seen bits and parts of it. I have
Yeah.
not seen all the Marvel movies. I'm not a Marvel guy.
That's the one with
I'm DC.
The what is it when he runs around the room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peter
Yeah.
Dinklage
Oh
is in
my
it.
God, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
It's so good.
It's a really good one.
Days of Future
That's
Past.
underrated, I would say.
Quicksilver,
We
Yeah.
saw that together, I believe, and we had 3D glasses on, but you could see our tears streaming down our face watching
Yes,
the
you
ending.
can. Yeah.
Days of Future Past is a wonderful movie.
It's so good.
It's
Yeah,
so,
that ending.
so good. Just
I,
like a
teared up.
chef's kiss kind of thing.
That
Yeah.
was
And what was your least favorite?
Electra.
Electra.
that
Yeah.
hurts. That really hurts. That
I
hurts.
don't know. I was so excited for it, and I love Daredevil a lot.
Daredevil's underrated.
And,
I actually enjoyed Daredevil.
I do too.
Yeah.
I didn't
think
see
I've
the
never seen
director's cut,
Daredevil
but I
movie.
enjoyed Daredevil.
I do too. I don't understand all the
The
hate,
shit it gets?
But you
Yeah,
like
I
it
don't
too,
get
I
it.
know.
I love it. Yeah.
Daredevil.
Great soundtrack. By
Yeah,
the way.
very good soundtrack.
A lot of Evanescence. I feel like
Yeah.
that's the movie that introduced the
100%.
world
Yeah.
to Evanescence.
100%.
It made you want to like kick those sandbags to that "Bring Me to Life" song.
Yeah, and I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna bring me to life.
Yeah.
and I was like,
Back in
did.
Yeah.
2003, some of the day MTV played music videos, and they actually played that with clips from the movie.
Yeah,
I think I
cool.
remember that.
Going, yeah.
yeah.
TRL, it was usually
Yep, TRL.
topped out at
Yep.
number 8.
To answer your question, I think if I were to say my least favorite, here's the thing. I think this movie has merit. Because, you know, my thing, like, I don't like to just say, like, a movie's entirely bad, you know?
Right.
But, like, I would say a movie that
I have no
did
problem
a,
saying that.
a
Not at
movie
all.
that I think did the franchise a massive disservice was X-Men Last Stand.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that was. Yeah,
But
that
here's
was
the thing,
plagued with
though.
Problems.
Here's the weird thing about it. Is that I remember when I was watching it and being like, oh, no. Because it completely...
Yep.
I think if anything, it kind of messed the franchise up a little bit. But Days of Future Past ending doesn't work unless that movie happened, and
Exactly,
it completely rectifies it.
It's
so
the
there was
Rocky.
a little,
It's the Rocky V of the X-Men franchise.
They actually
You're talking to the wrong room.
Yeah.
Rocky
I
Five.
love
We love
Rocky
Rocky
Five.
He's my dad, for God's sakes. I can say it. It sucks.
The only
No.
show that loves Rocky
Rocky
V.
Five is literally my favorite Rocky.
It's oh my God. It's the worst one.
It's the best.
It's the only one that's actually not good.
EJ,
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah.
Oh
I-
God.
You know what?
See it in your eyes.
Oh, it's just.
Kick his ass. Yeah, I love that. I love
He
that.
took
movie.
my room.
He took my room.
It's so bad.
Kick his ass, Dad. He took my room.
Hey, this ain't no pie eating contest.
You knock him down, try to knock me down.
I'm suddenly nauseous.
Touch me and I'll sue.
Touch me and I'll soup.
It's
Yeah.
so not good.
Pug.
So not good.
Sue me for what?
Sue me for what?
So bad.
How do you not like Rocky Five?
Very easy. It's
I
bad.
thought, isn't Rocky your favorite movie? Or
Rocky's my favorite character, and I worship the ground Stallone walks on. But 5 is a train wreck.
But when you're like having a bad day, you don't just in your head hear, "Get up, you son of a bitch!"
No.
because Mickey loves you.
No, no, it's so bad. It's even Stallone admits it's bad.
How much of that movie can you guys quote? Like
a
most
lot
of it.
70% of it, you
Yeah.
think?
I
There-
could.
there
I
is
choose
not
not,
a-
to. There's many other better Rockies.
I love all the Rockies to varying degrees.
I do too. I love them all. But
Yeah, but 5 is
my
just the
least
best
favorite.
one.
No, it's
Oh.
the worst.
Five's not my
It's the
favorite,
worst.
but Five's not my favorite, but it's also not my least favorite.
What
What's
is your
least
least favorite? 3?
are we talking like the Creed movies?
Don't
just
put
Rocky.
I don't. If you're talking Rocky, don't put Creed in there.
Okay.
Because
I love those two. I
do
would
too. I
say
enjoy the Creed movies.
I'll say this to you. It's a little. I'm sorry if I upset anybody.
It would be me that you're upset.
I know.
Don't worry, everyone has stopped listening.
I know. They're like, I thought they were talking about the Wolfman.
This is why Joe doesn't come on the show. He always turns into a Stallone conversation.
Make him shut up. No, I would say this. If I were to pick one that I think I have the least amount of feeling for, it's actually Rocky 3.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
This
I
is why,
love
Joe.
Rocky 3.
This is why, Joe. Because Rocky is not Rocky in that movie. He's way too calm and collected, and he seems a little more intelligent. He's just kind of like,
Because he
and he's
is.
and he speaks
He's normal.
well. Yeah, he's just kind of like, you're just mad because I took my shot, as opposed to, you took my shot. You know?
Hey, you know me? I took my shot.
But the reason being is when they progress it from the end of 2 into 3, he has money.
I know.
He gets educated.
I get the
he
logic.
Starts to read. He starts to do commercials. He changes. He doesn't become. He's a different person.
He's
The
a better
suits.
boxer. He's not getting punched in the head as often.
Well,
when the
he's
fights
actually
are-
not a better
No,
boxer.
the fights are
Oh.
actually fixed.
They're fixed,
but
yeah.
not fixed, but handpicked. But he's turning into a different person.
But
You know
your
what I mean?
voice doesn't change.
Well, he's not talking.
His attitude can change, but his voice
everything
is.
did change because he even says it then in 5, which I can't believe you're making me go there. But I don't know if you did this on purpose.
I am.
But it's even like when he goes to Adrian when he's putting the clothes on again, up in the attic. They feel kind of comfortable. That's actually who he is. When they're on the streets, did we ever really leave this place?
No.
That's really who they are. But he was becoming.
That's why I like Rocky 5.
But he was. But he was becoming.
He doesn't have your
something
heart,
else,
Rock.
You know.
No, dude. I mean, I'll say this. I love all of those movies.
Oh, same
in
here.
in a crazy way, but
Same here. I love them.
3 is the only one that I saw where I was like, this feels a little more like it lacks a little bit of the heart. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
more of like
There's
an
a-
action movie.
Mickey dying is probably the oh my God, I still cry.
I guess you're right.
Yeah, that has heart like crazy.
Besides Mickey dying, I feel like that movie is a pile.
No, that would be 5. That would be 5.
Jesus.
This is my last
Great
time on the
description.
show.
EJ, I think
And
the
I'm
internet
choosing not
agrees
to
with
come
you.
I know. No,
You know what?
right.
Since we're on it right now and we're drinking and it's late, why don't we just get into Halloween Ends? Why don't we start talking about that?
All right, so we're at the part now where he gets his leg trapped in the wolf, in the bear claw, right? Is that where we are in the movie?
No.
Oh, we haven't even started the movie.
Nope.
Oh, okay,
Whoops.
good.
Wait a minute. This isn't Teen Wolf?
no.
We didn't even
We're
get
not
to
doing
what
Teen
I
Wolf?
saw this week, and I saw something really cool. I don't want to talk about it. No, just move on.
You didn't even get to me. No,
This is what I'm
don't move.
talking about.
No, don't move on. Go to Vince. What did he see? What did I
you
see?
It was okay. I saw the Foo Fighters live. It was on my bucket list. But go ahead,
okay,
go ahead,
great.
Judd. It's your turn.
I don't know who they are. Go ahead, Joe.
They made a movie last year.
I also wanted to see the
They
Food
made a
Fighters.
movie. It was bad, but it was
What'd you say?
They're good musicians. What's that?
What'd you say?
Everything. Longlegs is phenomenal.
I agree.
I liked Beverly Hills Cop XLF.
Okay.
Thought it was pretty decent. No, you didn't even
I didn't
watch
watch
it.
it.
Pre-conversation.
Not as good as Rocky 5.
That's right.
He booed that on principle.
Yep. Boo.
Boo.
I did not like Twisters. I didn't care for Twisters. I will tell you right now, though, as I was talking to you before, horror is phenomenal right now. Oddity
Crushing
is
it.
fantastic. I know it's not in theaters right now, but the minute you can watch it, watch Oddity.
I'm gonna.
It's awesome.
I know we normally don't see eye to eye on movies. Do you feel
Halloween
like
Ends?
Twisters was missing Chubby Checkers?
It was missing a script. It was
Oh,
missing a coherent
yeah.
script.
And how about an original idea? But
And
anyway,
exactly. It was basically watching the first one all over again, just with new actors.
that's what he said.
Would Twisters have been better with Tommy Morrison?
No.
Tommy Wiseau.
No. Definitely Tommy.
One of the
Wiseau.
Tommies.
These twisters are tearing me apart, Lisa.
Tearing our town apart.
They're standing at the bar, Lisa. Oh, hi.
I did not twist it. I did
Yeah,
not.
they did not twist it.
Oh, hi, Mark. So let's get into the movie
No,
we are
let's just keep
gathered here.
bullshitting.
Teen
No,
Wolf.
we are talking about
Teen Wolf.
the original Wolfman, 1941, starring Lon Chaney Jr.
Love it.
And so the film starts off with an awesome Universal logo, probably like my favorite Did you openly burp into the microphone, young Vince?
Yes, I did.
Now let me ask you a question. Could
not-
you,
It's after dark.
could you
people.
maybe not do that?
Yeah.
No, it's
Just
good.
an idea. Unless that's going to be a catchphrase.
That's good. The opening scene of the Universal, and that's
Bam,
magic.
bam.
It's magic for me.
It looks so
just
good.
to see that.
I
Yeah.
wish they would just go back to that. I love when
old
Universal
movies,
will do
yeah.
stuff like that
Like when
sometimes.
new movies use the old logos.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I love that. I don't know.
You know what's weird though? Like, because I've seen this movie so many times, and I've seen like since I was a kid. But like that old logo, the bam bam bam,
With the
and then it
stars
kind of
everywhere.
bleeds into the.
Yeah.
Like that's like burned into my brain for the rest of my life. Like that transition.
Yeah, it's so good.
Every time I hear it, it makes me feel like I'm not getting as old as I'm getting.
Do you guys have
safe.
a favorite, like 20th Century Fox or something like that? I love the March of the 20th Century Fox.
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
Which
I
tri-
never
what
thought
is it?
I'm
about
probably
that.
going to go with you. I think because again, but it all goes back to Star Wars.
What was the
So
one with the
20th Century
unicorn?
Fox. TriStar.
TriStar.
Try,
yeah.
is that, yeah.
I like that at the beginning of Child's Play 2, the Universal logo.
Yeah. Yeah,
That was their '97 logo, I believe.
This was
Yeah.
earlier. This is like
Yeah, but that was the
2 seconds to get them
that was
off
the-
track.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
one question. That was
New
all.
Line-
It's late. It's all.
I
it
always was a fan of New Line.
Oh, New Line's good
New
too.
Line's good.
Hey, you
I
know
would
what?
say RKO.
You know what else? Fuck you, Paramount.
Yeah.
What do they
You
got?
stupid fucking mountain.
Yeah, get out of
But
here.
it was
Oh.
really cool though when the mountain turned into the beginning of Indiana Jones, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are some that was very cool.
Those were always
Wait,
those
did-
transitions.
Those
were always
transitions are
awesome.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even like the new one didn't have that Paramount.
No,
thing,
because that was
and it
Disney,
sucked.
so it's yeah.
I
yeah.
know.
Even though the fourth movie, I hate Crystal Skull. Even though it went into the
ground.
prairie dog thing, it still
Yeah.
went
Hey, you
in.
know what would
Or
have been
Prairie
neat?
Dog, yeah.
You know what would have been neat for 5? As if it actually transitioned into like a pile of shit. just to kind of,
A
just to
mountain of
let you
shit.
know.
When are we
what
going to
to
do
expect.
a prequels or like a spin-off where we start doing this, like debating these sequels and ones that we like and don't like? You and I going back and forth on Crystal Skull and Dial of Destiny.
Oh.
You
It'd
guys
be
can
great.
do that
Rocky
whenever you
V,
want
like-
over the phone. Just
Seriously.
I'll be in the tub, just arguing.
arguing.
And again, I have Joe on his bed, laying on his stomach with his feet up in the air, dangling back and forth, twirling his hair.
Yeah. And
Joseph,
it's like-
how could you say that Dial of Destiny was better than Kingdom of Crystal Skull?
How dare you?
God, let's get to this movie.
More
All
like
right, so the opening credits start, and they do something interesting where it shows the cast with their character names under them, and the score, plays on, and it's kind of like the
the-
opening credits of like a TV show.
the Golden Girls.
It's like, thank you for being a friend, and Lon Chaney Jr. turns around, and he's like, giving a little thumbs up. And Claude Rains, it starts with Claude Rains, who's in this, and he's
You know
phenomenal.
him?
Yes.
Invisible Man.
Invisible Man,
Yeah.
and then we also have Bela Lugosi in this, don't we?
Lugosi.
How awesome was casting Bela Lugosi to play Belle?
Bella.
How
I know.
fucking awesome!
They're like,
Yeah.
oh, we didn't give him a name. What's your name?
Really?
Bela. Yeah. That's
yeah,
fine.
No, I
how
thi-
awesome!
I
was
think they
that?
called him it by accident in like the first thing they shot, and they're like, "Fuck!" They called him Bell. Let's we
Could I
gotta go with
please,
it.
And when
could
he
I
gives
please have a character name?
And when he
No.
gives the looks, he looks just like Dracula. Like, what? Come on.
Yeah.
He's
Hey,
like, but I'm a fortune teller.
But like I was telling Rory earlier, he's an icon now, right?
Yeah.
An
Oh,
absolute
yes.
icon in the Universal monster, right? Yeah.
Right.
Till you watch Ed Wood and you realize the suffering the man went through because of it.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Never saw Ed Wood.
Yep.
Typecast.
Died penniless, drug addict.
It's really sad. His life was very sad because
Yep.
he's so
He was
amazing and typecasted
Yeah.
and just I don't know.
Yeah.
But I will say one thing about this movie right off the top. I love the score. I think this is the best
Yeah.
score to any of these Universal monster movies.
Oh, you guys want to talk about music? Yeah.
I do.
Okay. Let's do
No,
it.
it's
Go
like
ahead.
really
do-
good score.
no.
I do
I think
have
it was
to
by
say,
the Foo Fighters.
yeah.
Foo Fighters.
Don't talk about
Foo
it.
Fighters.
Fighters.
No, I was gonna say, ask you guys your opinion about this. So the score, there's certain times where
I know you're gonna say
it sound. Do you think Danny Elfman
yeah for Batman,
was inspired for Batman?
right?
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah, because it's like,
Dun, 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 dun.
and
Yeah,
it would just like then change to a different
dude,
note. I'm like,
awesome. I
yeah.
thought I was going crazy.
No. I was like, I'm gonna ask you guys. Do you hear that like undertone of the Batman theme.
You've never
in
seen
this.
anything you've just seen two grown naked men high-five
High
each
five
other
like
and
that?
stare at each other like
Hey,
that.
weird.
EJ,
It's
just
incredible.
one last thing though. Do you also think that they borrowed the scene when Larry was like, "Do you want to get nuts?"
Oh yeah, yes.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Let's get nuts. That walking stick. It's-
Ever dance with the devil?
Dance with the devil
On a pale moon night.
under a full moon.
Yeah, under a full moon night. So we see Larry, who's coming home, and to his father's castle, where he's greeted by his father, Claude Rains. So Larry is played by Lon Chaney Jr., and he's returning home, and we find out he's only returned home because his brother has died in a hunting accident and plans to stick around for the father's sake. And the father hopes to work on their fractured relationship.
Did you find it weird though, like when the dad looked at him and he goes, "Wrong kid died."
Like Dewey Cox? Wrong kid died. Oh my god.
Thank you for the Dewey Cox reference. That movie's phenomenal.
I think that's one of the most criminally underrated comedies of all time.
In all honesty, seriously, forgotten movie that should be seen by everybody.
Do you know who's hysterical in that movie? Is Jenna Fisher?
Phenomenal.
Oh, so
She's
good.
so
Phenomenal.
funny in that
And that
movie.
song is so
Phenomenal.
She's like, "This is your wife,
Yep.
Darlene Cox, at 54."
good. Yeah, at 54.
All right, let's
And then-
go around the room. Underrated
so
comedies.
good.
No, fucking
Yeah. So the two head to the attic, which is now the observatory, and we see where Larry's setting up this telescope.
his creeping telescope.
Yeah.
I call it the peeping scope.
The father
It's good for
immediately,
peeping.
yeah, he's like, "Oh, let me check out the scope." So the father gets on. He's like checking out his cyclist, and then when the father leaves, Larry hops on, and he's like using it to spy on a woman above the antique shop. He's like, "Oh, look at oh my
It's-
god."
Yeah, this is where it starts.
Yes,
This is where the problem
EJ, will you make
begins.
that sound for me? I think when Sir John's leaving the room, he's like, "Promise me you're not going to use that thing for peeping." Oh, you used it for peeping.
Yeah, he was different. I just was out
If
of
the movie
room.
was remade today, would there be peeping?
There would be no peeping.
No peeping.
No.
No peeping.
No, I think it would be like an accident until like he's like looking around and then accidentally maybe spots the girl.
They would
but
have
I don't
to
think
do
it would
it. You could
stay
never
on
do
it.
it. No, that's what I mean. You could never
Yeah.
do it now.
Well, what would happen
Never.
is he would accidentally do it, and then he would shout across the way and say, "Do you mind if I peep on you?" And she's like, "I give my consent." And
Yeah.
then he would continue to peep.
The old thumbs up,
Yeah.
and then
and the
She's
movie
like,
would-
"Whatever."
The movie would be rated R, of course, because there's peeping.
Yeah.
Right. So Larry goes to the antique shop and he goes and he hits on the girl and buys a cane that has a wolf in it.
aggressively,
Aggressively hits on this girl.
so aggressive.
And it's weird because he's like, "Oh, I want those earrings you were wearing." "Oh, really? These?" And he's like, "No, the ones from before."
Yeah.
And she's like, "How do you know about those?"
I was peeping on you.
Yeah. Well, he didn't say that. He was like, I have I can tell the future when I'm talking to pretty girls." I'm like, that's a terrible.
You sound like you're full of shit.
This sounds terrible.
I saw you with the telescope.
Why didn't he just say it?
What's great is it worked.
Yeah.
All that was missing was his pimp hat and his
Yeah.
pimp chalice.
yeah.
And the cane.
So he buys this cane from her, and she gives him like a little bit of a rundown about the lore of werewolves and stuff. And so he buys the cane and he tries to get a date with her, but she turns him down.
She says no.
several times.
She says no at least 3 times.
I was gonna say at least
Dude, you're
4,
being
right?
very generous.
Okay,
It's
good.
a lot more
It's
than
a
that.
lot more than that.
I like his whole system of just like wearing her down.
Yeah.
She's just like, "No, I'm engaged." She's just like, "Are you?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm engaged." Fuck
That's-
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, like where have you been? You know?
Yeah.
Would the Wolfman be a narcissist?
Yeah.
Well, I'll say one thing in terms of the actual storytelling is that his way that he talks to her is very like animalistic. Do you know what I mean? Because I was listening to like a commentary on the movie, and they were talking about that was like a thing that they tried to incorporate into how he would approach her. So I don't know.
Can I tell you who I thought of? Lon Chaney Jr. The entire episode, or the entire show, was Glenn from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. the fact I'm engaged. Engaged is just a word during the dance off, and
Yeah.
then the whole no is just Dennis says don't take no for an answer.
He's using the
No is not
system.
acceptable. Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy is he's literally stalking this woman.
Right.
Yeah.
And so then he's
I
like,
just
you know
like how,
what?
like, at the very beginning when he starts talking to her, she kind of looks scared.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know why?
She's like, oh, I was like, I like those earrings you were wearing in your bedroom. And she's like, please leave. Dad?
Dad?
She looked scared because she
Uncle
was
Frank?
scared.
Yes.
Buzz? So Larry chats with his father and finds out Gwen's name, who is the antique shop girl. And his father gives a little more lore on werewolves and has that famous saying.
And get used to it, because it's
Yeah.
coming up a lot.
It
At
comes up.
least 2 more times.
Yes.
Again, you're
they
being
want-
very generous.
Yeah.
So Larry, he meets Gwen at 8 p.m. at the shop, and Gwen invites...
Against her will, by the way.
Yeah.
I believe the original title of this movie was Wolfman No Means No.
So he invites her to go check out this fortune teller.
But wait, time out.
But her
I'm
friend-
I'm sorry to keep doing this. The way that he walks up to her, like
Yeah.
she locks the door and he waits for her to turn around so he could surprise her.
yeah.
Like just scare her a little bit.
And
Just
she kind of
intimidate her.
she kind of covers up a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah. It's so creepy, this whole thing. What is happening? What were they doing in the 40s? I feel like they got away
What if
with
it's
so
just
much.
like Lon Chaney Jr.? He was like, I know how to talk to women. They're like, please don't improvise anymore.
Yeah, you've got to scare them.
You gotta scare them into dating you. No!
If they're not making quiet deals with God, you're not doing your job.
If they're not praying on your first date, you're doing it all wrong, my friend. So Gwen invites her friend, Jen, along.
Yeah, which he really loved, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
He was so happy to
His
have a
blatant contempt for her is fantastic.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you're bringing a friend?
Yeah, he was so pissed that she brought a witness.
He's like, oh, I guess I could make this work.
All right, double homicide it is.
What?
All right.
One quick thing about Jenny Williams. Her introduction is fantastic. It's almost like it should have been used for Gwen. Because, like,
Yeah.
she kind of comes through the door, and there's this, like, really beautiful usage of, like, light and shadow. You know, like, she kind of walks out, and it's, like, a real great introduction for a character who
A B
doesn't
character
matter
that's gonna-
much to the
that's
story
gonna
in the
die.
end.
Yeah.
The lighting, though, but they used to do back then on the females, though,
Oh,
was unique.
I was
Compared-
gonna
like,
say-
they don't do that anymore.
With those
It used
long
to-
lenses.
Yeah, they
with,
really
like,
used
that
to.
soft.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
they really used to set it up back then. You know, where that just it's gone. But they really were trying to emphasize a woman's beauty back then.
See,
Like a
Gwen
woman was a woman.
Gwen's introduction was that she was being, like, preyed on.
Right.
Very
Where
true.
Jen actually comes in as like a savior type.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I feel like her introduction should have been for Gwen. Like, she comes through the
Yes.
door and she looks, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they were trying to give her some innocence, seeing as that
So
Gwen,
Larry could take it.
because Gwen was an engaged woman who was going out, and she's more. I don't know. You don't. Am I going somewhere with this or no?
Yeah.
Like she's more innocent, I would say.
Yeah. So they go to get their fortune read at the gypsies' encampment, and the three stumble upon some wolfsbane, and Jen recites the same thing the father did before.
The mantra of the town.
The mantra
Yeah.
of this town.
What
Yeah.
is the mantra of
Everybody
the town?
loves werewolves.
It's, I don't know, man. It's a lot, but they keep saying it.
It's like, you know those signs that are like, you know those things, like those signs when you're entering a town. It's always like "Welcome to," and then
Yeah.
underneath
The
it,
home
it's
of-
just like the whole.
Yeah, the home of it's the wolf's night, and an innocent man is innocent for
Well, no.
so long it belongs
What
to
is
prayer.
What's the line? It's like,
I
even a
forget.
man who's pure of heart and says his prayers by night
Yeah.
can become a wolf when the wolf bane blooms when the moon is full and bright. I'm sure
Yeah.
I didn't say that correctly, but that's the gist of it.
Yeah.
It had something to do with masturbation.
In brightest day and brightest night, no evil shall escape my sight. For those who worship evil's might, beware my power, Green Lantern's light. I think that's it.
That's exactly what it was. His house appeared.
So,
Even a man who is pure in heart and says his prayers by night may become a wolf when the wolfbane blooms and the moon is full and bright.
Hey, where
got
do you
it.
That was pretty
Yeah,
Where
good.
do you get one of those little computers like Vince has that we can look stuff up on?
It's,
Where do you get those?
I invented it.
Usually he's
actually.
just Googling photos. But sometimes he uses it. I like this new AI, Vince.
I do
the
too. I
rack
like
on
AI
this
Vince.
guy.
He's really
So,
plugged in
at
the
the-
Matrix.
yeah.
Vincey, play Foo Fighters.
At the camp, they meet Bela Lugosi, who is playing Bella, the fortune teller.
And
Very
acts just
creative.
like Dracula.
Yeah, and he reads the fortune of the very innocent Jen. Meanwhile, Larry and Gwen.
I thought it was mean when she's like, can you tell me when I'm ever gonna be married? And he's just like, always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
Yeah. Have you seen the movie 27 Dresses?
That's you.
That's you. So Larry and Gwen, they go for a walk, and she spills the truth about her engagement. She's like, listen, I'm engaged.
Please leave me alone.
I don't feel comfortable around you. I feel like I should have brought Jen still with
Yeah.
us.
I also want to go back to, hey, we just dropped my friend off with gypsies. You want to go for a walk?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this guy's Dracula.
This guy looks like a Dracula.
You want to go walk in the forest alone? Okay.
Sure.
Like, we're not going anywhere, by the way, guys, until I point out that horse actor. Really good.
It's good.
Holy
background?
shit! Yeah,
Yeah.
you see
That
horse?
ear at the end? Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah. I was like, did they give
Wait,
him
is
a
that?
cue?
I was like, is that drawn? No, that's a real horse.
Yeah, that's a real. Yeah.
He was a stud.
So meanwhile, Jen gets
Oh
the.
god damn it!
So meanwhile, Jennifer, she gets the unfortunate fortune of the pentagram
Oh,
palm.
I like that, the unfortunate fortune.
Yeah.
That was
Oh, thank you. Of the pentagram palm, and Bella tells her, he's like, "Get out, go, leave." And I'm like, see, he knows he's a predator, and he's like chasing her away.
read that guy's rap sheet.
So Jen runs off, and we hear a wolf howl, then attack Mary. Larry is like, hang on a second, hold this beer, and runs after and fights off this wolf, but he gets bitten and attacked by it, and eventually he kills it and beats it to death
Which
with
did
his
he
cane.
love the fact that it was actually like a wolf, like it wasn't a guy.
It was
Yeah.
a,
it was
wolf.
actually a wolf.
Do you want to know
Right.
a real fun fact? That's actually Lon Chaney's German Shepherd.
Was it really?
Yeah, true story.
Really?
So he beat it to death.
He did.
No.
Rory's facts.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, honestly, that was his dog, and it was reported that he was a real good boy and was given lots of treats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then he beat him to
for
death.
his service.
And then he beat him to death
Yeah.
with a cane. Oh man. So Maliva comes along, and she helps Gwen get Larry some help, right? And then, which is great. And they get Larry home. And
I wish Maliva dropped him off in front of a hospital entrance.
I know.
Like in Train Spotting.
Right. That would have been so good. He's but, so Maliva and Gwen, they walk Larry to the door, and then Maliva just like disappears. She's like, "I'm outie," and she's gone.
I
And-
believe she literally said that too. I'm out.
Yeah.
She's like, they know me around here.
Yeah, they know me.
I've done things.
So she takes off, and then we see where the head inspector, the head constable, and he's a friend of the father.
Ralph Bellamy.
Is that who that is?
Mm-hmm. No, did you ever see Trading Places with
Yeah.
that he was one of the
The old guys?
old guys? Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, he's a classic actor, but for a younger generation, he's
Wow. I
him and
didn't know
Don
that
Amici.
was him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trained thespian.
Yes,
That's amazing.
Trained thespian.
So they get the news of Jen's murder, and it's weird because so like this guy comes in, he's like, "Oh, you know, Jennifer was murdered. We found her by the tree." And so this inspector and the father are like, "Oh my god, that's terrible." And meanwhile, Gwen's just like, says nothing.
I know you people at home can't see his face, but he did the face.
Yeah, she just stands there. And
You
doesn't
should
react
see this.
at all. Like she has no reaction. Like, oh no, my friend.
No.
She's just like, is Larry okay?
Well, they actually cut out the part of the film where she goes, line.
Line. Yeah. But she doesn't give a hoot about her friend, and
She just wants to make sure her stalker is alive
Yeah,
and well.
she has like Stockholm syndrome now,
Yes.
so she's really into Larry's
Big
safety.
time.
So the Captain Martford, who goes to the scene of the crime and finds Jennifer dead, and it's a classic throat rip situation. And also, there's a dead man whose skull was crushed by a sharp instrument, which they find the weapon, and it's Larry's cane. But we also find out that the man that they found is actually Bela Lugosi, the fortune teller. So, the next morning, Larry wakes up and chats with the captain, Dr. Lloyd, and his father, and they inform him that Bella the fortune teller was found dead last night, and that it was his cane. And Larry swears he killed a wolf. He's like, no.
Not a human, a wolf.
It wasn't a human. I killed a wolf. And
Yeah.
they're like, well, we found him there and, Jennifer dead. Are you sure you saw what you saw? And then the father is like, maybe it's my fault because we were talking about the whole werewolf thing.
Yeah, that's the problem. He
Right.
said something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the three discuss the event and then speculate what might have happened.
Are
And-
we at the part where he was bitten and there's no scar because it healed already?
Yes, yeah. And so they're
and
like...
and a doctor, one of the doctors said maybe it healed because his adrenaline was flowing.
Yes. And he's like, you know what? Maybe we should just wait and ask him questions when he's feeling better.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I mean, he healed from a bite wound. I think he's...
Overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
overnight.
Was the science of the time.
So the casket of Bela is being brought to the cemetery.
The father also was able to shoo the police away with no problem whatsoever.
I know.
It's like, he's a murder suspect.
Yeah. And they're like...
Don't talk to him.
It's
He's
fine.
dead. He's going to stay dead for a while. We'll figure this out later.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
We'll get to the deets at another time.
So the casket of Bela is being brought to the cemetery, and Larry follows along discreetly and hides when he overhears Maliva.
So
And then,
before you go any further with this,
yeah,
because my mind is all messed up, but I was kind of hoping that to enhance Larry's guilt, when they were carrying the casket, that they would trip and that the casket would fall over and you'd see Bella inside of it and he just died like looking terrified.
oh,
And
that would have been so
it
good.
was all his fault. You know?
Or if it was like a coffin flop where the bottom just gave out and his body rolled down a hill.
Yeah. And then like a bunch of dogs ran over and started biting it.
And ripped it to pieces. And then Larry goes, well, yeah, that confirms it was him. Yeah, that was, it was definitely Bella at one point.
Well, I think it's like Scary Movie 2. The girl in the casket, and they look at her, and she's just like horrified.
Petrified,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I was picturing when they opened up that casket.
That would have been. Oh yeah, I remember that. Actually.
Yeah, remember that? That was a scene.
Yeah,
That was a deleted scene.
So, Maliva and the priest are discussing what ceremony will be held for Bella, and she's like, "Oh, we're not going to do anything. It's going to be like kind of a pagan one." And the priest is like, "Oh, why would you do that? The poor guy. Like, why would you do this to him?" And then
Yeah, the priest is kind of a dick about it.
yeah. So then we see where Gwen chats with her father about Ginny, her friend that died, and then Ginny's family comes in, and they're like, "Gwen, you two-timing son of a bitch, you left Ginny alone out there with the gypsies?"
That's with the mom, right?
Yeah, her mom is like going off on Gwen.
That was my favorite part of the movie too, when she's like, "You two-timing son of a bitch." I love that.
In my notes,
For 1941, I love that.
in my notes
I
it
was
says,
like, "Wow,
Yep.
progressive."
Yep.
in my notes it says, "In walks a gaggle of Karens."
Yes. Yeah. And they're blaming Gwen. They're like, "It's your fault." And I'm like, you know what? They're not wrong.
They're very
Like,
correct.
Yeah.
Because she's like, "What were they upset about?" Like I couldn't tell you. Like that was the mom. That's why she's upset.
And then Larry comes in. He's like, "Say it to me. Say it to my face." And
He
they're
starts
like,
swinging at them.
"Yeah." And they're like, "Okay, we're leaving." And so they leave. And I'm like, Larry doesn't. Why are they scared of Larry? Why weren't they yelling at him too? You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyways, Larry asks to chat with Gwen and tells her that he swears he killed the wolf, but not Bella the fortune teller. And that's when her fiance comes along and warns Gwen. He's like, "Hey, how you doing?" Right? But
Mr.
he
Andrews
refuses, to shake Larry's hand.
Wait, but Mr. Frank Andrews walks in, and he's literally dressed like a younger version of Mr. Burns. Whenever Mr. Burns has
Yes.
like flashbacks, he's wearing that kind of an
with
outfit.
with the hat. Yeah.
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 He is comical looking.
You're not gonna mention the dog, really?
The dog.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
was
he goes
cute.
without saying. He's
Okay,
adorable.
I'm
as
just
fuck.
saying.
Yeah.
I did notice though when he was like looking at Larry's cane, he's like, "Is that bone?"
Yes. Boom.
It's a very like Patrick Bateman reaction.
Yeah, no, it really is. It really is.
Because I forgot for a second because I hadn't watched the movie in a little bit because he kind of like freezes up, like he's like, "Oh, nice to meet you," and he goes to shake his hand, and
Yeah.
he's just like staring at the cane. And
Yeah.
I thought there was something else that was going to come from that, but he's like, I couldn't stop staring at his cane, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, it was a very like Patrick Bateman kind of moment.
It really was.
Well, the cane was a symbol for his unit. So he was checking out the competition's unit.
Oh, I see.
That's what he was doing.
So, so Larry leaves, and
You left out the most important part of that whole scene. Vince
that?
was alluding to it.
The dog
The
barking.
dog,
at,
man.
oh yeah, no, I said the dog was barking at Larry.
He didn't do it
Nonstop.
with enough oomph to make people realize how important that scene is.
And it was so important, guys. And if you go back, check out that scene specifically.
Actually, you could see the Oscar clip because that dog actually won an Oscar for that scene.
Yeah.
Just go on YouTube and type in "Dog wins Oscar for Wolfman."
And
I don't think
all he
that's gonna-
said was,
No.
I think in his thank you speech, he just said, "Thank you to Pedigree," and that was it.
Pedigree.
So, when the fiance leaves, and that's when, Larry leaves, and the fiance, he goes, "There's something tragic about that man." And she's like, "Why were you so rude?" And he's like, I don't like him. I work for the family. I know how they are. I don't trust them. Stay away from
No,
that
he's
guy."
like, I couldn't take my eyes off that walking
Yeah, that's
stick.
what he was doing. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know what movie you were watching.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Well,
yeah.
that seems like what he should have said.
Yeah.
What you just said.
Right.
But instead, he was just
Yeah.
awkwardly
I can't
staring
believe the
at his
size
cane.
of that man's cane.
Yeah.
And then,
It's bigger than mine.
and then Larry left, and he's like, I have to return some videotapes.
Yeah. So later on, Larry goes to take in a performance at the encampment, and then he runs into Gwen and her fiance, and then the fiance asks Larry to join them. He's like, "Why don't you join us? We're gonna go shoot some guns."
And do you like Huey Lewis in the news?
Yeah. Do you like Huey Lewis in the news?
I also want to point out the fact that Larry goes to this fair or whatever it is, and
Yeah.
is shocked to see Gwen and Mr. Andrews there. Like, how
Yeah.
big do you think this fucking town is?
Population 10.
Okay, so there's
The
let's say
gypsies
call
were
it a
there for
village
God's
at
sake.
one
60
point.
people there. This is the only thing going on in this town. Of course they're going to be there. Don't
Right.
act surprised
The
when you
gypsies
show
were
up.
even there.
The gypsies.
Yeah. But we see, there's a performance going on stage and everyone's watching. Then the Foo Fighters come out and everyone walks away. And then they're like, "Let's go shoot some guns."
Good time.
And so they're shooting, and then
Love to tell you about
we
it.
see where Larry goes and he sees like a wolf shape kind of thing pop up.
Yeah, he
And he's
kills
like,
the cow
"Whoa."
twice. No problem with the cow.
Right.
I think it was a cow or a horse. No problem taking that down.
He's like,
but then the
"Boo, boo."
wolf.
He's
Yeah.
like, "Oh man, I don't know
Mom?
about this." Yeah.
Dad?
Did you find it weird when the wolf target turned its head and looked at him? He's like, "Why would you want to shoot me, Larry? Why do you want to shoot me?"
I did find it
Larry.
interesting.
It
Larry.
was a weird
Why?
choice.
But Larry feels
That's
guilt.
actually in my notes. I wrote that down. I took the time to write that. What the fuck is wrong with me?
But Larry feels guilt at the sight of this wolf. So then we see where Larry chats with Maliva, and she tells him he killed a werewolf, and it's only a matter of time before he turns into a werewolf too. And at first he's
Did you
like,
think it was weird when she started making those kissy faces at him?
yeah. And then started undressing.
Yeah, she like slipped her phone number.
She's like, "I know a way to keep you safe." He's like, "Oh yeah?
She's like, I'm
Tell me
going to
about
have to watch over you tonight. Over you.
Over you. So Larry leaves and he runs into Gwen.
Wait. She gives him an emblem of the
right,
pentagram.
like a little. Yeah.
So she gives this to Maliva gives this to Larry, and she says, "Here, keep this. It'll protect you." And he immediately fucking gives it away.
Yeah. So
The next scene, he gives it away.
He leaves. He runs out of there, and then he runs into Gwen and asks to walk her home. He's like, "Oh, where'd your fiance go?" And she's like, "I don't care." And then Gwen asks,
Because she doesn't.
about the charm, and Larry is like, "Yeah, Maliva gave this to me to protect me, but you know what? I'm gonna give it to you." Like immediately, just takes it off and gives it to her. And then Gwen sees all the camp is packing up quickly, and so she runs off. She's like, "I gotta get out of here." And Larry's like, "Okay." So Larry, he starts tripping. Like he like, he sees all these like different images, and he's thinking back about stuff.
What was he tripping on?
I don't know. Maliva probably gave
Wolfsbane?
him something. Yeah,
Maliva-
slipped something into his drink.
He's like, hey, that's my move.
Hey, so he
Is
runs,
this what I've been doing to people? I really am a monster.
So he runs home and he sits on a chair because he's a little exhausted, and he starts to see that his legs are getting hairier and hairier and hairier. Eventually, they turn into paws, and he walks off. And now we see him fully transformed in the woods.
When he walks away, they just do like the shot of the feet.
Yeah,
I really wanted to see those feet slip into some heels.
Because he's walking on his toes? Yeah.
I really wanted to see him just daintily slip his little paws
I
into
liked the
some
touch
nice heels.
of him not walking flat-footed, because that's how I thought that was nice. I
I
like
thought
that.
that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you
Especially
also
for the
wanted to
time.
see him in heels.
I also
right?
wanted to see him in heels, yes.
Yeah.
We all did.
So the wolf.
What a great design, by the way.
Oh, it looks so good. The makeup on the feet, like
The
looks
makeup, and
amazing.
then just the reveal. He comes peeking around
yeah,
the
like,
tree.
he's like running around in the woods, and he peeks out from the tree. You're like, that's some good makeup.
It's truly a remarkable design.
Yeah.
It's very iconic.
I have to go back, because I think I said this like every time we watch these Universal monster movies. At the time, I'm assuming a portion of the crowd went home thinking, there's Wolfmen out there,
100%.
right?
Yeah.
100%.
Or Dracula's out there, or the Invisible Man could be somewhere. Like, I assume that there's a portion of people that saw these movies and were just blown away at the, like, oh, this could actually happen. I mean, it's on film. I just saw it with my own eyes.
And this is before you learned that you could kick them in the nards. Real quick thing, though, because we didn't really touch on it yet, but the cinematography,
Oh.
yes, the cinematography in this movie is fantastic.
It's really good. Yeah.
Joseph Valentine. I'm looking at you. Yeah, his name's Joseph Valentine.
Sure.
I knew
Joseph
the answer.
Valentine.
But anyway,
I
Joseph
like
Valentine.
that you tried to
Joseph
throw him that ladder.
I
It was
did. I
nice
tried
of
to
you.
throw
him
our
right
guest something, and he looked at me like I was crazy.
Yeah, so I'm like, what?
But anyway, Joseph Valentine. I love the look of this movie because it's like it's all built on sets, obviously.
Yes, yeah.
But it really has like a nice, like moody, spooky feel to it.
It does.
All
You
the
know?
movies
It does.
did that they did this. I mean, they were all.
But this one in particular, I feel like they really must have focused up on just making this look incredible because it really is an incredible looking
Yeah.
movie.
The lighting
It's like
in this,
striking. The lighting.
the choices of some of the lighting is phenomenal in this, to where it's just like black across the eyes, but you can see a little bit of one eye with the light. It just
where
looks,
the shadows
the
drop
blocking and all
everything
that
is
shit is like,
it's-
yeah. You
But
could tell whoever did this was like, no, I want it to look this way.
Yeah.
They had a better connected universe back then than the connected universe they tried to do with Tom Cruise and all those guys. It was very similar, very stylistic. They knew what they were going for. They
Yeah.
really had something in. I'm not saying it was planned, but they did a really good job. It all connects well.
Yeah, I feel like aesthetically, the Wolfman just it is an iconic makeup. It looks amazing.
Jack
And-
Pierce, like
Yeah.
another home run for that guy. Like it's so weird. That guy created like the definitive versions of all these characters.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like people keep trying to like remake them and give them these new updated
And
designs.
yet you still go back to
Go
these
right
classics
back.
all these years
Yeah.
later. Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
it's perfect.
Yep.
Like you'll never
No.
do better than that. You know, they just got it right the first
Yeah,
time.
it's true.
So for the
true.
remake, right? It was
Uh-huh.
Rick Baker
Yeah.
that did it.
Yep.
Because even like the remake, that was like one of the better things was the makeup in it and stuff. But man, that movie, I was so bummed out about. Like I was so excited for it.
It's
the remake,
not the worst movie. We're talking about the Totoro one.
Yeah,
It's not the worst movie though. I mean,
There's
it should be
elements
better,
that are
but it
so
wasn't
good,
the
but-
worst movie.
Was that like
Yeah.
one of those notoriously meddled with movies?
It was meddled with. Yep. And then they had the whole Anthony Hopkins. That wasn't supposed to
Reveal.
be the father reveal. Like it wasn't supposed
Yeah.
to be that. So there's probably studio interference there. There was issues.
I do remember that father reveal seeming awfully tacked on.
yeah, it was so bad.
That was definitely studio
And
interference.
Anthony Hopkins just like phones it in that movie because he just is like rushing through his lines. Because I remember on the stairs, he's like, yeah, so the prodigal son has returned, and he just like flies through his lines. I'm like, all right, slow down, man. So anyways,
It was just weird though because there was like a moment like he was reading those lines and they needed to cut the scene a little earlier because I literally heard him go, "Did my check clear?"
Since we're talking about that one, what are your thoughts on the new one that's going to come out?
Okay, I
like the director.
Okay.
So I'm
Who's
excited
directing
for
it?
that. It's the same guy that did Blue Valentine, right?
I believe that's who it is.
A
It's
Place
stuff-
Between the Pines.
Because I don't know if he got bumped out when Gosling left the project, so I don't know
okay.
because they're friends. So
The
I don't
Goss?
know.
The Goss
Gosling
is
was gonna be in it, and he's not in it now.
Oh,
Yeah.
my thoughts are on it. They're making another one.
Yeah, they are. Yep.
Is he gonna play handsome guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're making another one.
To answer your question, I'm gonna just wait and see.
Yeah.
I don't care anymore.
I know. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, hey, did you hear they're remaking like Dracula again? I'm like,
Yeah.
Wow, what are they gonna do this time? They gotta wear a
Although,
cape.
speaking of Dracula, not to get on remakes, did you see Last Voyage of the Meteor? I know
Yeah.
you did.
Yeah.
That was phenomenal.
It was
was
until
so
it
good.
wasn't.
Yeah.
What
I
did
feel
you
like
like
that,
about it? I
The whole
loved it.
ending was like.
I wish no
awful.
one survives.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also don't like the fact that they have like a scene with him in a pub at the end, and
Okay.
Dracula's just sitting there, and he looks like a monster man.
Yeah.
I think how that should have ended, if it was me, is that he wouldn't be Monster Man. He would just be like a regular guy who just bleeds into the crowd.
Like your Gary Oldman was. in
Just
it.
like a regular looking
Yeah.
person, because like that's what's scary about Dracula is that he's just like a guy. He can
Yeah.
blend in with society.
Right.
But when he's a monster, you're like, it's that guy, get him.
Right.
But like I felt like that movie could have been like a really like remarkable horror film because it almost was.
I
they
loved
just
it. I loved
didn't
it.
know when to quit. It's like that Invitation movie we covered,
Yeah.
where it was kind of like, hey, this is a good place to end it. Oh, we just embarrassed ourselves. And that's
know.
what I'm leaving the theater with.
Yep.
How about this? How about we like combine two movies? How about we take like Dracula and Wolfman, and then we set it in like a high school, okay? And like some of the people are werewolves, some of the people are vampires, and they have to fight and stuff like that. But it's set in a high school.
Is this like Buffy?
Underworld?
Twilight.
There it is.
Okay.
Still a better love
God,
story than Twilight.
there's so many I didn't realize there were so many franchises like this. I'm like,
I'm so happy we got there.
it's like on that test when it's
Yeah.
like select
Yeah.
all that apply.
They all seem
Yeah.
so close.
Man,
Like 7 Degrees
so
of Kevin
good.
Bacon.
Is it
How many
A,
franchises
Buffy,
there are?
B, Twilight, C,
D,
all of the above?
All of the above.
7 Degrees of the Universal Horror franchise.
So we get this introduction of the Wolfman, and we see him for the first time in full makeup.
Is this where we get the poster? The iconic poster of
I
Wolfman,
think
like
so.
kind
Yeah,
of
I
this,
think
him
that is
leering from
You mean that one?
That one.
That guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like leering from behind the tree. I think that's
Yeah.
Probably.
that had to be unbelievable marketing. Like
Yeah.
that team, they left that day and they crushed it.
Yeah,
We got it.
seriously.
Poster's done.
Done.
Yeah.
So the Wolfman goes to the cemetery, and again, like the set design of the cemetery looks so good.
Fog.
It's so awesome. Yeah, the fog, the like silhouettes of a lot of the gravestones. You know, it's not really like you see the gravestones. It almost looks like silhouettes of like the cross and different, you know, headstones and stuff. And then we see where we see this caretaker, and he hears the howl of the werewolf. And he's just like, oh, what is that? And then we see where the Wolfman slowly walks up to this guy, and he just stands there the whole time like, oh
Holding-
my God.
Holding his potential weapon.
Right. He's holding a shovel.
Useless.
and he just lets the Wolfman bite at his neck.
Yeah.
Was it like a Troll 2 moment?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! So the Wolfman.
Well, you know what's weird about a lot of these movies? Did you ever like how far into the Mummy franchise did you get?
I saw the Are you talking about the
Like the original Universal ones?
Oh, the universe. I've only seen like the first one.
Dude, there's
Yeah.
literally points. I mean, keep in mind it's a mummy and it shambles towards you very slowly. There's like one of those movies. Somebody cowers in an alley and just starts screaming as this thing is slowly shambling towards them. I'm like, you could literally get up, run, and push this thing over, and you'll be fine.
Yeah. You could literally run, order something at Starbucks, wait for it until they call your name.
Get back in line.
And they don't get your name right, but you still take the cup anyways. And then you go back to the alley, and then you can die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of time wasted just screaming.
Yeah.
Take action.
Ah!
Can Mummy have some?
Yeah. That's all I wanted.
Can you pick me up a latte? Thanks a latte.
Thanks a lot, Terry. So Dr. Lloyd.
Cut to them meeting every Tuesday morning for coffee,
Yeah.
doing the crossword together in the paper.
He's like, it's come on, just spit it out already. You know, Tep?
How's everything going with Lady Mummy?
Good.
No, so like the Frankenstein monster and the mummy are like meeting up for coffee.
Yeah. Yeah. How's the wife?
Good.
So Dr. Lloyd and Captain Markford, they find the animal's tracks of the wolf from the cemetery, and they also find that the dead grave digger had his jugular ripped open. And I love that. I was like, that's so graphic. Like
To say that?
Yeah, like I feel like, hearing that, you're like, oh my god, that sounds like terrible. And what
There's
a
a
way
mother-
to get around that.
There was a
Do you know?
mother in the theater covering his son's ears.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Oh my god! Did
Oh my
they just
gosh.
say what I said?
Oh my god. Dude,
It's
don't-
okay, Mom. I fought in a war.
Oh. So, Larry,
Mom, we gotta leave early. I gotta get back to the coal mine.
have work tomorrow.
This movie's a cakewalk.
So Larry wakes up the next day and finds that his feet are all dirty, and that there's like tracks on the floor, like paw tracks on the floor. So he's like
From the
trying
window.
to clean it.
Yeah, from the window to the walls. Yeah.
Till the fur went down his.
Till the.
So we see where he's like wiping it away, and then he looks outside and he sees, the dogs are tracking his
trail,
footprint.
his scent.
Yeah.
Do you
His
find the
scent.
sloppiness of trying to clean up evidence with your clothes?
Yeah.
'Cause he's like using his shirt to like wipe away his own evidence.
Yeah, he's like, oh, this should do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're not even going in the house. He's just like, I don't
Like
know.
smearing all the evidence all over himself.
Yeah, he could have just been like, I shit myself.
Don't come in here.
I had too much wolfsbane. Believe I slipped something in my drink. I don't know what it was.
I had too much wolf's bane.
Guys, so his father tells him that the wolf tracks led to their estate, and they found that Richardson, the grave digger, he's dead. So Larry starts to freak out, and his father tries to logically speak to him about werewolves and the evils of a man. So he's like, I don't really believe in werewolves, but I believe, like, men can think the evil, like evil thoughts and stuff like that. But
You want to repeat that sentence for me?
No.
Logically talk to him about werewolves.
yeah. He's like, so here's the deal.
Son, sit down.
Sit down. All right.
There's no such thing as werewolves.
werewolves.
So, Dad, can you explain to me why somebody wrote Wolfman was here on the wall?
With a Z.
With a Z.
With a
Backwards
Z.
Z.
There's no Z in Wolfman. Let me tell you why.
Logically.
Logically. So at church, Mrs. Williams, the mother of Jen, is talking a lot of shit on Larry. Like a lot of shit. And then this guy's like, oh, come on. Dude, please don't talk about the Talbots this way. that's when they see Larry. He's walking up to the church, and he arrives, and he goes into the back of the church. Oh, this is a great shot.
It really is like kind of
it's like
there's a couple things. So like as soon as he walks in, the church is like incredible looking.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Yeah,
I also feel like it almost looks like they shot from outside to be respectful, knowing that they shouldn't be inside a church to shoot. It kind of looked like that, and the shot looked amazing. But those old churches, the architecture in that is like...
it's like really...
If
like
that
beautiful.
was a set, like I don't know if it was a real church or a set.
That was a set for sure.
If that was a set, like that set
You
designer,
think so?
holy
Really?
I feel
crap!
like that was a set.
Okay, could be. If it was.
Or do you think it was like one
phenomenal.
of those things where like
a matte painting or something?
A matte painting, yeah.
I feel like it's probably something like that, but
Yeah.
I might be wrong. Hey, everyone on the internet, I'm sure they won't chime in and tell us that we're wrong. I know they don't do that.
No, they don't.
Right.
Not
They
on
never-
the internet.
Not on the internet.
No, they're going to
Not
write you a
the
letter
internet.
or
But
something.
it really is like it literally is like striking.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
whatever it is, looks amazing.
Yeah.
It looks outstanding. And so at one point he walks in and everyone starts to turn around from like the back row all the way to the front.
Like you do at
And they're
church.
all staring at him and all kind of like silently, giving him like this look of fear. And even
Judgment.
like the father who's sitting all the way in the front by himself. He like turns around and I think he's like,
What the fuck?
yeah, like what's going on?
What was real weird is when they cut over to Jesus and he was like, "Come on, guys, you're embarrassing me.
Come on,
Come on, that's not
come
Christian
on,
like.
guys, come
Come
on.
on."
So-
Aw. Look, he looks sad now.
So, Captain Markford, Dr. Lloyd, Larry, and Mr. Talbot discuss the tracks, and Larry says it's a werewolf and tries to ask Dr. Lloyd if his mind is diseased. He's like, is my mind, is it me? Like, is my mind wrong?
Up until this point, I feel that he has thought, like, everybody thinks I'm crazy. When
Yeah.
I've been through, like, I've seen the whole thing. They think I didn't kill this guy. Audible yawn into the microphone.
You've been doing far worse than
Oh,
the mic,
God,
okay,
yeah.
buddy?
We're past that point. I just wanted to
It's
call it out.
after dark.
And now I completely lost my train of thought.
Yeah. No, you were saying, so he's like, am I
Oh, okay.
crazy?
Yeah. Up
Yeah.
until this point, it's like he thinks that everybody else thinks that he's crazy, but he's not the crazy one. And it finally, in this scene, I think clicks for him like, oh shit, maybe this stuff is really happening to me.
Right. And
Yeah.
he's like, what can I do to fix this?
Yes. And he
And-
almost comes to accept it, and yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, well, Dr. Lloyd's like, go lay down. We'll talk about it more. And then as soon
That
as
is
he
their
leaves,
answer to everything, by the way.
yeah,
Go lay down.
go lay down. As soon as he leaves, Dr. Lloyd goes, you got to get this motherfucker out of here.
I know he's
Get him out of town.
he's like you gotta get him out of town because he's been traumatized.
Yeah,
he's like I'm gonna write him a prescription for banishment.
I'm like, I was just like surprised because he was like, I'm gonna help you out, don't worry. And then like the next scene is like, get him out, get him the fuck out.
As soon as he's like watching Larry like leave the room and shut the doors, like you gotta get that fucking kid out of here.
It's almost like we're at the bar and someone goes to the bathroom and like stop serving them drinks. Just stop. They need to go.
Yeah.
That's right, Larry. Just go to bed. You'll be good tomorrow. Get them the fuck out of here.
Like I'm telling you, just leave his shit and get him out of here.
Don't even worry about his tab. Just make him go.
Yeah.
I'll slip something into his drink. He'll be out. We'll just drop him off in a different town.
You know what? Romania seems pretty good. I heard Transylvania.
I know this
Pretty good.
castle.
Yeah.
There's this guy.
So that
He's a
night,
doctor.
He's a doctor. That night, the Wolfman stops, and he's like out and about, and he steps into a trap.
They
And
put like a bear trap down.
Yeah.
They put one bear trap down, and he has the worst luck in
the entire forest.
the entire forest. He steps into the one bear trap. They said.
like I don't know what it is about this tree, but let's put it right here, and then boom.
I really wanted to see him jumping up and down, like son of a bitch! Come on!
All right, and
freaking.
like a Joe Pesci.
Yeah. Like Joe Pesci. Frickin'. He's just like, he's wearing the same coat
with the
from Home
burnt hat.
Alone, and a burnt hat, but it's the Wolfman. He's like, freaking.
I would have liked some audible swearing from the Wolfman.
I would also compare it to, I don't know, you guys might not get this reference because you're not big sports fans, but like, have you ever seen like soccer players when they get hit? Like they'll get hit and they'll roll around on the ground.
Right.
That's what Wolfman reminded me of when he
Yeah.
got trapped in there, just rolling around, just raging.
He was like Paul Rubens and Buffy when he's like,
Oh God,
The greatest death in any movie ever.
100%.
ever.
I like it
Yeah.
comes back at the end of the movie. He's still doing it.
I actually
so-
love that movie.
I do too.
Yeah,
I
man, that
love
rocks.
movie.
Wait, we can cover that, can't we?
You sure can.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, let's
Hell
cover
yeah.
Buffy.
Can we do? I want to
Hell
be on that
yeah.
one. I love that movie.
Yeah.
We see the hunting party is chasing after him, and then Maliva comes across the Wolfman, who's on the ground. He's knocked out from this bear trap. It really did a number on him. And she says, "My only weakness. Bear traps, my only weakness. Besides silver." A lot of people don't know that. So Maliva comes across the Wolfman, and she says a few words. And now
I believe
Larry,
even his mouth was quivering. If you really paid attention
Yeah,
to it, he's
I
like,
did notice that.
he's like, this really fucked me up.
Doesn't she give to calm him down? Doesn't she give him that speech that Black Widow gives the Hulk in Age of Ultron?
Yeah,
So it's
it's
coming
basically-
down, big guy.
It's coming down, big guy. Yeah, and she just puts her hand out. So,
Yes.
Good.
Oh, we just broke EJ.
yes. I just pictured the wolf. All
His
right.
paw extended.
And we'll leave that at that. So she says a few words, and now Larry changes back into his human form, and he sets himself free and heads home. But he stops at Gwen's first.
And you have to love how when he's human, of course, his leg's not broken or anything, not
Yeah.
even a mark.
Yeah,
He's
he
got
walks
the
there
it's
perfectly.
the adrenaline.
It's the adrenaline. yeah.
Adrenaline,
The
yeah.
adrenaline.
So
He laid down for a little bit.
Larry confesses to
My
Gwen.
friends call me Logan.
Yeah. Actually, I have a healing factor in my human form.
cool.
Yeah. In wolf form, I'm a total
I'm a
wuss.
total bitch.
I'm a total wuss. But you know what? In human form, I couldn't heal from anything. So Larry confesses to her that he's the one that killed Richardson, and he sees that the mark is now on Gwen's hand. He sees like the mark of the pentagram, which means like she would be his next victim.
Hey, can I tell you a weird thing about that? In all
Yeah.
serious. No, it's not making a joke.
That happens to you a lot, right?
Does.
Here, like you
No,
see.
I was listening to a thing about this movie that I thought was really kind of depressing. The script was written by a man who had a deep fear of Nazis because of what was going on, So
Wait, we can leave that part in, but we have to take out
I'm
the
not
swastika.
saying anything derogatory. I can say Nazi without it being meant in a funny. Anyway, but the reason that he put the star in there is that the monsters prey upon the star that marks you.
Right.
Right. That kind of gave me chills when I heard that because of how they would have them wear like the star.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. I did not know
Yeah, like
that.
the wolf man is kind of like a metaphor for like the monster and humans
Yeah.
that he was seeing during that time.
It's funny
That's
how
insane.
two people can watch the same movie and get two things out of it. Because when I saw it, all I wanted to do was play Motley Crue. Shout at the devil.
Shout out.
That's all I want to do is play Motley Crue. It's amazing when two people can get two different things out of it. It's amazing. It's amazing.
But yeah, he sees this mark and he rushes away. He's like, I gotta get out of here. She's like, take me with you. He's like, you're getting too clingy now. No, he doesn't. But he runs off.
Too clingy.
Level 10.
How about
clinger.
this? You go home. I'll watch you with my telescope for a couple weeks,
Then we'll go back to normal.
Wear the earrings I
So-
like.
like a normal couple.
Larry then tells his father that it's him. He's the Wolfman, and they're hunting for him. And his father insists that he's speaking gibberish. He ties Larry down, and
You bet he does.
yeah, and Larry tells him to take his cane. He's like, here, take my cane. And we see that, in the woods, Mr. Talbot runs into Maliva, and Maliva's like giving this whole spiel. And he's like, oh, you're the one that's like talking all that shit to my son, driving him crazy. Meanwhile, Gwen runs into the woods looking for Larry and finds the Wolfman instead. So the Wolfman was able to break free somehow from the chair, and he runs into the woods and comes across Gwen.
It wasn't that hard to break free, I'm
No.
assuming.
Yeah.
You have
Especially
the
if he
strength
turns
of
into
a-
the wolf
Yeah,
man.
you have the strength of a wolf.
Why did I choose twine?
Why did I should have used scotch tape. So I think it would have worked. So Gwen runs into the woods, and then she comes across the Wolfman, and then Mr. Talbot sees that the Wolfman is trying to attack Gwen, so he beats the Wolfman to death with his cane.
Even though like the Wolfman actually wasn't like attacking her, that's just how Larry asks her out on dates. Date me! Date me!
I want to take you
Where's
to
the
the
triggers?
I want to have a good time. I want to take you to the movies. Do you like seafood?
Swear to me!
Swear to me. So, Mr. Talbot beats the shit out of this
Bludgeoned
Wolfman.
to death.
He like literally bludgeons him to death.
Which actually is technically the first Versus movie. It's the Wolfman versus the Invisible Man.
Oh,
Motherfuckers.
true. That's very true.
Think
And
about
You
it.
like that?
I like that.
and technically, Bela Lugosi is the first Wolfman,
Mm?
right? 'Cause
So
he
this
was-
is a sequel?
Well, not technically.
Not
Because
technically.
there was
How
also
about-
like,
No, we'll get to
what was
Joe's
it called?
facts
Werewolf
with
of
that.
London?
It was actually.
And there's one
this-
before it.
Yes, this would have been the second one. The first one was Werewolf of London from 35.
Yeah.
It wasn't successful.
See, I was
Ah,
right. No
okay.
shit.
So
I've
Gwen-
seen it.
Gwen turns out that she's okay, and Larry is dead, and the detective thinks, he's like, you know what? Larry died trying to protect Gwen.
Actually, the original ending for this
Yeah.
was when the cops come, like Sir John is holding the cane,
Yeah.
and the cops show up, and he's like, "Look what the gypsy did!"
Yeah. And Maliva's like, what?
And then
Don't
they
put
like
that
put
shit
cuffs
me."
on her, and they
Yeah.
just take her away.
Don't put that shit on me, man.
I ain't going back to the clink.
Not going back to the clink. So, poor Gypsy. Believer. So, he's like, yeah, Larry protected her in the end. And I'm like, how did you come to... All right, but anyways, boom, the end. So what did you guys think of this movie? Young Vince, is this your first time watching it?
Yes.
Okay.
Surprising.
It was better, way better than I expected it to be. It was beautifully shot. I can't say enough about the score. The score is now on my top playlist, just right below Foo Fighters. We'll talk about that later as to why that's there. But no, I enjoyed this movie. I can understand why this is a classic. I really dug into like all the like Wolfman stuff that they had, and like this was almost as big as Star Wars. I think when like merchandise and stuff like that, it was pretty cool to see all that
Oh,
stuff.
I actually have EJ's facts
hit
for
me.
once.
Oh,
Before
I
we
bet
get
you,
into
I bet you
Joe's
made a
facts.
song for yourself, though, right?
Yeah,
What
no.
would it
Before
be?
we get into Joe's facts, I have an EJ facts.
EJ's facts.
So this movie bombed when it opened against Porky's. So this movie totally ate shit, and yeah, that's my EJ's facts.
I'm gonna double check that.
Yeah, I would double check your
Okay.
sources.
Fake
yeah.
facts. Fake facts.
But no, let's so.
No, that it's a really good movie. I get it. Like
Yeah.
after watching Invisible Man, which I really enjoyed, Bride of Dracula. What else? I'm excited now for
Brides of Dracula.
what is it? The
Bride of Frankenstein?
Bride of Frankenstein. I'm
That
excited
was the
for.
X-rated version.
I saw that one too.
There actually is a Brides of Dracula. It's quite good. It's a
Really?
Hammer movie. Yeah.
That's the one I was talking about. Why are you?
I know. I know you're a big fan.
No, I'm excited for what's left. Creature from the Black Lagoon,
Which is fantastic.
and what else? What else is
Hey,
left?
Joe,
We never covered
I just saw.
Frankenstein.
Oh, we never
Creature-
did Frankenstein. Yeah.
Or The Mummy.
I
Or the Mummy.
just saw Creature from the Black Lagoon in 35 millimeter in the original 3D.
Down at
What a
is that
nerd.
that?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Colonial.
Yeah. Oh, the Colonial. I'm sorry, the Colonial.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was awesome.
Was
Yeah.
it?
Rory, what your thoughts on this movie?
Kind of echoing some of Vince's sentiments. I think this is a gorgeous looking movie. I love the score. I love Lon Chaney Jr. as Larry Talbot. I think he's a really, really likable lead, even though he's incredibly aggressive and creepy at times.
Yeah.
But
There's a reason for that, though. I'll get to that. Though.
Cool,
There was
cool.
actually there was
Hold on.
purpose behind it.
slow down, young Vince. I see
was
you
a-
wanting to jump in.
I was going to. Go ahead.
But I will say, going along with some of our past reviews for these Universal monster movies, an awesome addition to the little kid starter pack
Yes.
for horror cinema, because it is a movie that I could see like a kid watching it and actually kind of responding to it to some extent. You know, it's just like a really A+ movie for me. You know, like it's, and again, sometimes you ask like, you know, where do all these movies rank? Like Wolfman is like at the top of the heap somewhere. Like that's I remember watching this for the first time and just being floored by it. And it's like it just has like that perfect like spooky aesthetic. It's a great like movie to watch during like the Halloween season.
100%.
So, yeah.
The only thing I wanted to add was it was fun. It's a very fun movie to watch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was enjoyable to the entire experience. I do it again. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's short. It's only 1 hour and 9 minutes.
Yeah,
which
it's
is like
very
insane.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool about these Universal movies because they're only like
They
an
only
hour.
had so much film.
Yeah,
Film was expensive as fuck.
but these movies look so incredible. I wish people put that much, production design into like sets that they did back then. I
Yeah.
feel like
I think some do. Some still do.
Some still do.
I
but-
guess like in horror,
Yeah.
you know, like I think we talked about this in our Dracula episode.
Yeah.
There's something that's really neat about the way these movies look. It just you get transported into like a really cool world.
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes like I'm watching movies now and everything just looks like the real world.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, I actually sat in this movie theater to escape from that shitty thing behind me
Yep.
called the real world. But these Universal monster movies, they all just have like their own beautiful aesthetic, and it's great to escape
The
into
way you're
once
saying
in a
it's
while.
almost like when you're thrown into like the original Star Wars. You know, it's a world that you just
Yeah, it looks lived in.
lived in, but it's not like you said, like the movies nowadays where you're like, that looks like the backyard, or
Yeah.
it's a totally different world they created.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I thought.
I
too.
have one more thing that I wanted to mention earlier. That kind of is just a thought. I wonder how much impact all of these movies had on Wes Anderson. The way that he sets things up like a stage. Just
I don't
like
know.
I kind of watching these
interesting.
movies, I kind of get that vibe. Like I bet he took a lot away from how these things look and the way he sets things up.
Certainly the fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just
yeah.
kidding.
He definitely borrowed heavy from these than Fraggle Rock.
Yeah.
Moving on.
No, I could see that, but I definitely Tim Burton though. You
Yeah.
could see
Yes.
like Tim
Oh,
Burton
100%.
definitely has like a
100%.
lot of
If you take like, did you ever see The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari?
yeah.
So like if you take like German Expressionism and these Universal monster movies and Hammer films and smash them together, you got
Yes.
Tim Burton.
Yeah.
Yep, like
absolutely.
Sleepy Hollow is one
Oh
of
my
the
God,
most
so-
amazing looking movies I've ever seen.
Yeah,
And
100%.
again,
100%.
aesthetically, like the set design is like
Incredible.
incredible.
The third
So
act
good.
drops off for me a little bit in Sleepy Hollow, but like
Right.
that is one of the coolest looking horror films I've ever
100%.
seen.
Yeah.
100%.
Next on Frequels.
But
You
Joe,
should do that one. Yeah,
yeah,
Fun
no, we
movie.
definitely
Yeah,
for
I'll do that.
Halloween
For sure.
Yes, I
Yeah.
love that movie.
Me too. Go ahead, Joe. What were your thoughts on this movie? Is this your first time seeing it, or you've seen it a lot?
Second time, I was lucky though because I saw Dracula, Invisible Man, this Phantom of the Opera, and Creature from the Black Lagoon 2 years ago, I believe, around Halloween. Regal played them, so it was the first time I
sweet.
ever saw them.
How did you see an invisible man?
I can't tell you.
Okay, thank you. But go on. Sorry for interrupting you.
But the first time I saw them was in the theater, which that to me is the best way to see something if you can.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it was really cool to watch them in the theater. So I mean, I like them all. And again, I wasn't a kid watching them, so I'm actually watching it now with, oh my God, like I can't believe how they did that back then. How did they do this? How did they do this? I think they're all fantastic. I don't know if this one's my favorite. I'd say it's a toss-up probably between Dracula and Creature from the Black Lagoon. I think are the two.
Creature from Black Lagoon is so
It's
good.
so good.
I'm excited for that.
Especially with
Yeah.
the underwater back then, like at the time, like the filming of it, and like it's just I don't know. But it's a good movie. The cinematography is the number one thing that stands out in it, though.
Yeah.
Even I know
Yeah.
like we didn't touch on it too much, but even just like the transformation, like that
For the day, yeah, just having to.
it was,
even though the
dude, it
way
was
they
cool.
did
Like
it,
that
yeah.
lapse dissolve stuff was like neat.
You know how you can tell they still hold up watching them in a theater. If you can still watch them all these years later in a theater, and I was still awestruck. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like I was sitting there going, "Oh, this looks cheesy," or "This looks stupid." You know, they still hold up for that reason. They look beautiful on the screen. They still look. They're great movies. Great
Yeah.
movies.
Black and white films, I think.
There's something about them.
Yeah.
You know, and
They
if
always
they're-
look beautiful blown up.
Yeah, and even the fact that, like George Miller, for example, he's doing the Chrome edition now of Furiosa, like he did for Fury Road.
Right.
There's something that there is unique that people still like about that black and white. It's its own unique.
I think
book
he's actually
aesthetic.
he's actually labeling this one the "Please Come and See It This Time" edition.
We don't want to get into that.
That's
That's another conversation.
That's another thing. Just shooting on film versus digital. It's going to look better.
100%.
Yeah.
There's such a difference. Like I know it's cheaper and easier on digital, but there's still something about film.
I hear these people now, they try to get all like kind of snobby about it. They're like there's no big difference. There's no big difference.
There's a
If you know how to
big
shoot,
difference.
I'm like there's absolutely a difference.
It's no more than the best way to explain it, which literally when the IMAX up in Dixon City, for example, showed a digital version of Oppenheimer, I went down to King of Prussia and watched a 70mm film print. Of
Rory was sitting
Oppenheimer.
behind you, by the way.
Probably.
Totally
Smelling your
different
hair.
experience.
Yeah.
Totally
Dude,
different experience.
That happened with Dune Part 2. Like when
Right.
I saw it with you guys the first night,
Right.
it was digital.
Digital.
And then I went and saw it on like the 70mm,
Yeah.
and it there's a difference.
There's
like a warmth
huge
to it.
difference. Yeah, it's completely different.
I mean, like I get it. Like I understand not everybody has the funds to shoot on film. I get it, but it does look better.
Of course.
It just is. It
It's
just
a
it always will.
It's two different beasts.
I watched Inception on my phone the other night.
How dare
That's
you.
a travesty.
How dare you?
It's nice out there in the
How
peanut
dare-
gallery.
How dare you? All right, let's go to a section we like to
Wait,
call.
did you say how you felt about it?
No,
you
I
tell
never
me.
get to.
Hey, EJ.
He's just the host.
EJ.
I'm just a host.
Tell me.
I'm just a host.
It's okay, buddy.
Yeah,
I want to
no,
hear you. I want to. Hey, look at me. I want to hear your thoughts.
You do?
I do.
All right. So.
And that's all the time we have for EJ.
There it is.
Damn it.
Good.
So close. No, I love this movie. Growing up, I think it was like higher on my like Universal Monsters list. I think now Bride of Frankenstein is 100% my favorite.
Is it?
I really
one.
like that one.
Yeah.
That's a good one too.
I don't know what my like. Just going along with that, like just
It's
picking
tough.
a favorite, it's really hard.
Yeah.
Because do you feel like this? And then please, I don't want to derail you, but do you think that it's like? Because I bring this up a lot about how I don't really like making top 10 lists.
Right.
Because I just think the movies
So
are sometimes so
tough.
different.
Yeah.
But like these movies are all so like special and unique that it's like, I mean, how do you compare The Creature from the Black Lagoon to Bride of Frankenstein to Dracula to the Wolfman? They're just so different.
Yeah.
So I just think you don't have to have a favorite.
I know. It's impossible.
I'm going to make this analogy for you. I have kids. I love my...
I love one more than the other.
There we go.
No. I love all of my kids for different reasons.
Right.
I still love them equally, but I love them for different reasons.
Yeah.
I also have had the opportunity to love one kid longer than the other kid. That doesn't mean I love them more. So that's just kind of my thing. Like, you can love all of these things. I know, like, for our thing, we try to, like, rank it. But I get where you guys are like, you can't... I don't want to compare Invisible Man to Creature from the Black
choose
Lagoon
not to.
because I like this for different reasons, and I love this. I love this one scene. This one thing that this thing does just blows my mind. Versus this movie where this whole thing is put together beautifully.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So how come you just don't ever talk about your third kid?
Well, that fucking Bort is chained up in the basement. In the God damn it, chained up
Hey,
in the.
give me a high five.
Okay,
Thanks, buddy.
you're welcome.
Bort. His name
We
is
need more Bort license plates.
Wait, was that his name?
Yeah, The Simpsons, you remember?
Okay, yeah, no.
He couldn't find
I
his
remember, 'cause
license plate on The Simpsons?
He had a tail, I think. No.
No, that was Hugo.
Hugo. That's I was going
Yeah,
for
Hugo lived in the attic, but the Bort
Bort-
license plate gag
Okay,
on The
good.
Simpsons Itchy and Scratchy Land episode,
Yes.
season 5.
Come into
Season
three,
6.
Jack.
I'm sorry.
Try the
Oh my
Bort
god.
burger.
Season 6 almost just upset a few Simpsons
I was
fans.
going to correct you, which also gives me my favorite Simpsons quote of all time, and I know I've said it on the show.
What?
Oh, we parked in the itchy lot.
Yeah, I say
and
that
then
all
the
the
pan
time too. Yeah.
every time.
One of the
Wherever
greatest
we go,
jokes.
It doesn't matter.
You know who else says that a lot? Matt Rinaldi.
Of course, because it's
Yeah.
fucking fantastic.
I've hung out with him before where one of us will rush to say it.
All right,
Yeah.
guys, we parked in the itchy lot.
Yeah, it's just
Who pans out though?
that's so funny. I'm sorry. What the fuck were we talking about? Oh
No.
yeah, you were saying about how you
No,
like
His
I love this
illegitimate
movie.
kid Bort with the tail.
I like this movie. It was good.
No, we
Thank you.
trampled all over.
I wanted to
EJ's
pet the
thoughts.
wolf man.
I wanted to pet him.
His
but
fur was pretty.
He was very pretty, and
I'll pet
I
that
liked
wolf.
it. No, I love the music in this movie. The score is definitely one of my favorite aspects of this too. I do appreciate the makeup a lot. I
Yeah.
think the makeup's incredible. So is the set design. It's a great movie. It's like a perfect movie. I don't know. There's not a lot I would change. I love Claude Rains. He was in like
Awesome.
everything. Yeah.
Everything, like every movie still.
Yes.
He's just great.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Notorious?
No, I haven't.
The Hitchcock flick?
No.
So
I
I
haven't.
think I've told you this before, but Notorious is absolutely the best Hitchcock movie that no one ever talks about. You know, because it's like you can. I guess you can only have like
I
a
thought that
few
was.
dozen classics.
I thought that was Rope.
Notorious is a different beast.
Okay, I haven't seen any.
Which
of them.
again, by the way, applying this to Hitchcock also. Don't ever ask me what my favorite Hitchcock movie is. I just will not do it. But no, the Notorious is like that, like top of the list of movies I just never really hear people talk about.
Yeah.
You know, it's worth watching. But he's in it. So you got Cary
I have to
Grant,
watch it. Yeah.
Ingrid Bergman,
Hitchcock
Claude
got
Rains.
stuck just with
Yeah.
like that one
Rains.
segment in time of Psycho, The Birds, North by Northwest, and Rear Window,
Vertigo.
where that's all people
Rear
talk
Window.
about. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where it's just that.
But then he's
era.
got. But then he has like these other
I'm
gems.
with
you know?
you. I'm
Yeah.
with you. I've seen about, but like it's like a Spielberg thing where there's so many.
He only
like,
gets so many.
even a bad day at the
classics.
office for Spielberg is still better than most people's films.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Hitchcock's the same way. So it's like, how do you pick and choose? But that's Hitchcock's problem. That group was just like boom, 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 boom. That everybody just goes, that's it. You know what I mean? Where there's so many others.
Not a lot of love for like The Lodger.
No.
Which
Oh.
is just like an incredible silent film.
Yeah.
Guys, I think Hitchcock is gonna make it. It's okay. He's gonna be fine.
So, now let's go to a part that we like to call Joe's Facts.
Joe's Facts.
I'm still waiting for the song though. You were
got
supposed to
there.
work on that, you know?
We
just
harmonized.
did.
Well, yeah, but I need it like actually like, you know,
How'd that sound through
recorded
the,
and-
through the headphones?
do it again.
Good.
All right.
Joe's Facts.
All right,
One more
that I
time.
like. Okay.
All right.
Ready,
I'll go
guys?
low. I'll go
Wait.
low.
Joe's Facts.
Okay.
You're gonna go low.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go like a little bit above you.
Okay.
All right.
Ready?
Joe's Facts.
I like
That's
that. That was
I
good.
like it.
That was
I
good.
like
I
it.
like that one.
Can you do one of those? Joe's Facts.
Okay. I'll go real low.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bo bo
Ready?
bo Joe.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Joe's
Facts.
That's it.
I was right in the middle.
That was good.
Very
That was
good. Very good. Very good.
Just I'd say you'd use all of that as the cold open.
I would love
I was
that.
just doing my head already
Okay,
went
good.
there.
All right, good.
That's fantastic.
Same page.
Fantastic.
Anyway, Joe's Facts.
Joe, 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 Joe,
Joe,
Joe, Joe, Joe, Joe, Joe, Joe, Joe, Joe, Joe, Joe,
I like it.
Joe,
I like
Joe.
it.
Go, Joe.
That's already been used by Snedeker. He'll be sued. We'll be sued.
Oh, so sorry.
Yeah, go Joe.
Yeah.
Can't use it. How much do you think this movie cost to make?
I want to say
$5 million.
$1 million.
A thimble of gin.
He's closer. Vince is closer.
I figured.
It was paid. They paid for it in gin.
$180,000.
Wow.
180. But what's that adjusted for? With
You're
inflation?
going 1941, but
Yeah.
I mean 180,000.
Wow.
That's nothing.
That's
But again,
Even back then,
but
that
again,
might be
adjusted for
nothing.
inflation, what would that roughly be? Do you think?
Now?
$17. No?
No.
No, it
probably
didn't work that. It didn't go that way.
Probably in a case
Two
like this,
thimbles.
maybe,
Wow.
probably like 30 million.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't think it'd be huge.
Still
but
pretty
still
on the low
hefty.
side.
Yeah, yeah. Now, you know how we're always saying, like, Late Night with the Devil, for example, came out in, what was that, March? And we're like, why didn't they put this out at Halloween since it takes place in Halloween?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know when this was released?
Valentine's Day.
December 9th of 1941.
Interesting choice.
yeah, I
Like
knew
2
that.
months after Halloween.
Against Porky's.
It's
How much did you say? 100 and...
$180,000 it cost in 1941.
Wow.
Wow.
But this came out December 9th, 1941.
Correct.
Wow. That's crazy.
Isn't it crazy? But like, even-
Porky's is an old movie.
it is. It's very old. Kim Cattrall doesn't look that good anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's
Yeah.
up?
$180,000 adjusted for inflation in 1940 in 2024 would be 4.440,000 or no,
That's
four.
not
I'm
right.
sorry, 4,040,606,000. So 4 million.
4 million. And I was way off, but 4 billion. They're gonna go no. We're not.
No,
making
no,
it.
4
We're not
million.
making
I'm
it.
sorry, guys. It was really tiny numbers. My bad.
It's okay.
Can we start with actually like making up like really like inaccurate facts and yeah? Can we do that?
Please.
Joe's facts are
Made
actually
up
true.
shit.
They're not inaccurate.
We're like the Wolfman was actually played by Florence Lawrence. First, anyway, go ahead.
Oh my God. I had to look it up,
No,
but I was like, wait, wasn't Pearl Harbor 1941 December? And it
No,
was. It
yeah,
was
Pearl
December
Harbor.
7th,
Oh, December 7th,
1941.
okay, yeah.
So this came out 2 days after
Pearl
Pearl
Harbor.
Harbor.
Wow.
Wow. Holy shit.
Now, you know how we were all talking about in the beginning the whole sexual overtones and all that kind of stuff?
The rapiness. Got it.
Rapiness,
Yes.
In an essay of the 1984 book Planks of Reason, academic Bruce F. Kawin wrote that the Wolfman expresses and exercises the ID force of uncontrollable aggression in its own system. The Wolfman, in Larry Talbot, his werewolf phases, and in the community, the destabilizing forces of rape, murder, gypsy, liminality, and privilege. Talbot often behaves as if he had droit dur seneur when courting the engaged Gwen. In 1995, another author compared Talbot's blindly aggressive drive to his romantic pursuit of the Welsh Gwen to that of Oliver Reed, a character played by Ken Smith in the 1942 film Cat People, who courts the Siberian-born Irene. Neither of these stereotypical all-American males will take no for an answer.
Oh.
So it's kind of going in that direction. As with the other werewolf films, the Wolfman has been analyzed as an allegory for puberty. In his 2012 book, Horror and Horror Films, Kawin wrote, "The fear of sexual passion and its ability to bring chaos is part of the arsenal of anxiety inherent to puberty, and the werewolf does, as has been widely noted, grown hair and become subject to animalistic drives as if it were given through puberty."
So that is the plot for
That
Teen
is
Wolf,
the
right?
plot in a way.
Oh, for Teen Wolf.
Teen
oh,
Wolf
for
too,
this too.
yeah,
Okay.
and Cat People, yeah.
That's how it's been analyzed.
That's how it's been analyzed by some people.
Uh-huh.
The monster is one's animal nature out of control, making one behave like an animal. Mm-hmm.
I think
Isn't
it
like
sounds
Larry like 40?
What's that?
Isn't Larry like 40?
40 years old.
Yeah, when he
Years
have
old.
like been through puberty like
He's
a long time ago.
First of all,
Maybe that's where our parents got the whole thing from. You know, kids, if you masturbate too much, you're going to get hairy palms.
Wait a
possible.
second. Guys, did you see Wayne's World 2? Because Garth went through puberty in that movie.
he did.
Got his first pubes.
Is that later on?
anybody about my pubes, did you?
And lastly, how many werewolf films did he continue to make? Because the character was so popular.
Lon Chaney Jr.?
Mm-hmm.
So he did The Wolfman, Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, then I believe he was in House of Dracula, House of Frankenstein, and then Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein.
Ding, 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 winner, winner.
Did he get all those right?
Yeah.
What a fucking
did.
nerd.
Yeah.
I know.
Jesus.
You loser.
This is why when you gave the
Read a
soccer
book.
reference,
Turn on
he
the
had no
news,
clue.
man.
Yeah, that's why he didn't get the soccer reference.
He wouldn't. He wouldn't get that reference.
Yep.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Did we get the
proud
finishing
of you.
Joe's facts now? Because there was not a lot
Oh,
for this
yeah.
being an older movie.
You've been fact checked.
And that was
Joe.
My facts.
Wait.
Joe's facts. I like that. That's
that
good
was
too.
All right.
That was good. I like
One
it.
more time.
We're crushing
Ready?
it. Yeah.
Joe's facts.
That's it.
That was good.
One more time.
Okay.
Just one more for me.
For
One
you?
more for me. Joe's
Facts.
facts.
Not as clean on the
Yeah,
end.
I don't know.
No, I could be
Didn't
here
stick the
all night
landing.
doing this.
Yeah.
I'll try it one more time.
All right.
For funsies.
I'm gonna go lower.
You want to go lower? Okay.
Yeah. If you want, do you want to go fine?
Do you want to go like you, him, me, or
Okay, I got my note.
we'll do it this way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Okay. Joe's
facts.
That's good.
That's why you do it
Very
one more
nice.
time.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
This is why you do
It's
that.
produced.
You know what? Hey,
Let's just do this
it
till the sun comes up.
Let's just do it one more time. Ready?
All right. Joe's
facts.
That.
That was
good.
beautiful.
Why is it
That
money
was
every
beautiful.
time?
That was beautiful. I got tears in my eyes, guys.
I put a little sauce on it.
I like
too.
it.
Yeah.
Spit on that thing.
So, obviously, one of our things we like
Please
to
don't
do
spit on my microphone.
is give us a little time, and we're going to give you emojis that
Emojis?
rates this movie. So, Joe, you want to start us off?
Well, definitely a werewolf.
Yes.
Definitely a big cane.
Nice.
Probably a police officer for the sexual stuff going on and the harassing.
Yes.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And the little dog. The dog was cute. So definitely a 4-star movie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
I got a bear for the bear trap.
Ooh.
I got a gypsy.
Huh?
It's there. Look it up.
Okay.
Don't believe me? I have a gun because they really could have used a silver bullet, and a phone because I phoned this one in.
Oh,
Good.
Nice, Vince.
I got some. I got a wolf. I got a cane, just like Joe over there. I got a full moon that you never actually saw in the movie.
You didn't need to.
You got the point. I got a vampire because Lugosi was in it.
Nice.
Nice.
He was.
I got a woof because there was some dogs in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a horse
Ooh.
because there were some horses in there too. And then I got a coffin, and I wanted Bela to fall out of it,
Oh, man.
looking
that was-
terrified. But it didn't happen.
It didn't
But
happen.
sometimes movies give me imagery that I get to create in my own mind,
Yeah.
and that's sometimes maybe funnier,
Yeah.
I like that.
more fulfilling.
Theater
I-
of the mind.
I have a wolf, a tent because the encampment.
Gypsies.
Yeah,
I got it.
and a telescope to keep an eye on your favorite lady. So
You're
that
a
was
romantic.
I am a romantic,
I was
guys.
gonna say not ladies.
Nope.
No,
your
he's got
favorite.
one that he picked out.
It's over the antique shop, baby. With that being said, let's get into plugs. Joe, is there anything you would like to plug? Like maybe like a movie group or something?
Are you referring to the Northeast Pennsylvania Movie Mania page?
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, that's the page that Mike, Justin, and myself started back in December. It'll be almost, it's almost a year. Jesus. Yeah. Just go to that site. You can get to it through my page, which is Joe Petitto, or just put that in on Facebook and you can get to it. It's just a bunch of movie news all day. We have fun chats, movie reviews, polls, stuff like that. It's really a lot of fun.
Meetups.
It's a-
Yep, Frequels is on there, of course, too.
Yeah.
It's a-
meetups. I like the meetups.
Meetups, yeah, we do that. They don't go as much as I'd like them to, but we try.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, if you just want to go in that, like I said, we try to post stuff all the time and keep current on that.
Your website is a really good place to discuss why you like Rocky V the best.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you want just just log on to his page,
Yeah.
shoot him a DM or something
Yeah,
like that.
you can
Tell
do
him-
that. Yep,
tell
and
him
I
why
will
Rocky
prove
Five
you
is so
Post
good.
anonymously.
Yeah,
Yes.
post no, we're not going there.
Disallowed that.
Yeah, that's never happening again.
If
that?
if everyone's
That would
listening
be
at
EJ.
home, can you go on to NEPA Movie Mania and maybe post some pictures from Rocky 5?
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Maybe some
Yeah.
Kind words about Rocky 5.
Yeah.
Yes. Joe's favorite.
Yes.
And then, Vince, what would you like to plug?
I guess I'll plug Three Jacks Burger Bar. It's a place where I work. They pay my bills. They feed my children. So, yeah, come.
They also sponsor the podcast, and they sponsor the Northeast
They do.
Facebook,
They
my
do.
Facebook page,
Whoa,
Movie
whoa.
Mania.
Your family's eating now?
Yeah, well, it hasn't been easy.
I never thought I'd live to see the day.
Thanks. I didn't think my family would live either, but here we are. No, I don't think I have anything to plug. I'll plug Apple products and M Audio and White Claw. Thank you.
What about Bort?
All right, sir.
I got Raven View Productions. You can find it on the Facebooks and the YouTubes, and be expecting some fun stuff to be coming out of that shortly. Actually, fuck you. All these podcasts are underneath Raven View Productions, so on a week-to-week basis, you're getting content, you greedy pricks. Fourth Cut Reviews.
Yes.
Our keyboard warrior, Chris Conforti. He just writing reviews and does stuff on some YouTube page as
stuff.
well.
Yeah.
Did you call him a keyboard warrior?
Yeah.
Okay.
Variant Season.
He fights the fight.
That's the good fight. Variant Season. Our buddy Will Perna's band. He does music with Mark Janosch and JT Walsh and the guys,
Yeah.
other guys.
I've heard that about
Other
them.
guys in the band.
Yeah.
And they write great rock music, so look them up or get fucked. Gravy Diggers. Yeah. We don't know where Matt is at the moment
They're
because
in-
we tore down the wall.
They're in the midst of a location change, so he's getting ready to set up home base, from what I heard.
I heard him like inside the walls now.
Yeah, I
Yes.
was going to say, I heard him scattering in the
I was
Yeah.
going to say, I think he's trying to shimmy his way down into the basement.
Yeah, it's-
So I'm
it's very
hoping
upsetting.
he could find a corner down there.
Most importantly, everyone at home, give Kitties of NEPA Pet Rescue a look and perhaps adopt some cats because, hey, guess what? There's some really sad cats out there that need homes, and you have the ability to give one of those cats a home. Get rid of your kids and start bringing in cats. And if you don't have the room in your house because you're a cold bastard or person, you can donate to NEPA, Kitties of NEPA Pet Rescue. You can donate food. Just do whatever.
Yeah,
I just don't care.
Don't stop feeding your kids. If you have kids, get rid of the kids, or stop feeding your kids and donate that money.
Yeah, just stop with the kids.
With the kids.
Just ask
We'll
for
get
it.
some cats.
Yeah.
And that's all I got.
All right. Cool. I would like to plug Adam Farley's music. You can find it on iTunes and Apple or Spotify. Also, Chris Lou's music, which you could find on Apple, iTunes, or Spotify.
You can check
Wherever
them
you
out
listen.
on our Babadook.
Yeah, you could listen to
Babadook.
an original song by Adam Farley on his first appearance, or
Which one
Chris
was
Lou on his appearance.
Make
on
a
the
day
Babadook.
of it.
Yeah.
Check it out.
A double feature, if you will.
Yeah.
Go to Event Horizon, the very end of that episode, you can listen to Adam's song, End of the Line.
Which is
And then
awesome.
It's so good. And then if you want to listen to Chris Lou's music, get a little taste.
Revelation.
And it's specifically only on our show.
Yeah, we have the exclusive.
It's not on his EP or anything.
No.
So you can check that out on the Babadook episode at the
Babadook.
very end.
We have like some really talented friends.
Yes, we
Like,
do.
in all seriousness, we have these people who come on who just record these songs that are better than the nonsense I hear on the radio.
Like
Yeah.
the Foo Fighters?
Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters. Hey, you. Foo Fighters. Also, make sure to check out New Metal Messiah.
Metal Messiah.
Talking about talent, New Metal Messiah, Mr. Jon Snow.
He was in here the other night.
Was he?
Yeah, I love every
Was
time
it
he's in here.
glorious?
I love when I go, "Sup, Jon Snow," because I love to call him by his first name, and people look
Yeah.
like, "Who the fuck is?"
I think they're going to see Kit
That's
Harington,
what
but
they're.
then
I
they
think
see
that's what
something
they're-
better.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's right.
His hair blown in
and
the
then
wind.
and then they're like, "No, that's not Jon Snow. That's
That's
Jonathan,
Jonathan
Davis."
Davis.
But He is in a bunch of bands, and the Eastern Tribute Collective, you can find out all the different bands he's the lead singer of. It's about like 18 or 19 different bands.
And
to map it out, kind of looks like when Charlie Day has like all the
yes,
the
and
wall of crazy.
Yeah, check out his music, but
Pepe
specifically,
Sylvia. I got
go
boxes of Pepe.
see. You have to see him live because that's like he just brings.
And
it.
I also respect just how much work goes into him doing all of those projects, the rehearsing, the practicing, and all that stuff, the promoting. It's tiring and endless. So good for him.
Yeah, and also make sure to check out our Facebook page, Frequels, and our Instagram, Frequels, and you can email us if you have any questions or concerns or anything like, hey, what's up, guys? You could hit us up on our email, frequelpodcast@gmail.com.
Does Vince smell like baby powder?
Yeah.
Will you show us pictures of your feet?
Right.
We might.
We have OnlyFans.
Only beat me
Only
to it. I was trying to make the link.
OnlyFans.
But also, make sure to rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify. You could give us 5 stars. But even if you don't like the show, you're like, oh, this show sucks. Hit us up in the review.
Please.
Write out a review, but like, this is everything I dislike about the show.
Yeah. 5
It's
stars, though.
Give us 5 stars.
Yeah.
And then, with that being said, I don't know. Is there anything else I'm forgetting? We got Gravy Diggers. We got 3 Jacks.
I'd like to do a little shout out.
Yeah.
To Ella and Pumpkin, my cats. I'm coming home later, guys. I'll see you soon. I know you're listening.
Can I give a shout out to my kids?
No.
Okay.
No.
But just real quick, they're
No.
I just wanted
we're
to say
so
goodnight
busy.
to them because I love them. And
we're out of time.
Okay.
Hey,
Sorry.
Vince,
Good
I was
night,
gonna say
Bort.
this.
Good night, Bort.
Vince, if we're not going to release your wife, what chance do you have to ever talk to your children again?
All right.
Yeah.
Daddy loves you.
Oh, can you cut that?
It's out.
Okay, good. All right, so with that being said, thank you to our guest, Joe Petitto. Please come back
Joey Bag
anytime.
of Potatoes, you were fantastic.
Yes.
I'm a little tired tonight, but I think I did okay
We
for
all
how
are,
late it
baby.
is. Yeah, man,
Yeah.
that was.
We're there.
Yeah.
More cocaine than I would like to have seen from a guest. More cocaine usage than I would like to have seen from a guest.
I'm sorry.
And if you guys don't know this, he was juicing tonight, too. Just roid rage.
Yeah.
Yes, hopefully I will be back more.
I was wondering why I
Yeah.
brought a set of dumbbells.
Hey,
but I don't
real
know.
quick thing,
Yeah.
Joe. So we literally sprung this movie on them.
Yes.
Next time you come back, man, you pick the movie and it'll be good.
All right. Yeah, I already have 2 in mind, as we talked about. So
Yeah.
actually
Rock-
3 after tonight.
Rocky 5?
Yes,
Rocky 5 it
Rocky
is.
5.
Next week, Rocky 5.
Yes, you
How
can
about-
consider that my
ding,
horror movie.
ding.
Let's do
Ding,
Rocky 5
ding.
3 times in a row.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I would totally do it. I'll go
3
through that
weeks
movie
in a
3
row.
times.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait, I have an
Rocky V
idea.
to 3
Wait a minute. I have an
punches.
idea. If we can really build up our followers, we will
Yes.
do an episode on Rocky 5.
Yes, we will.
It's featuring Joe
Absolutely.
Petitto.
Of all the Stallone films we're gonna do,
Yeah.
it would
Yeah.
be Rocky 5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
That makes sense.
Wow.
I feel like
Okay.
it's the only one.
What's
to
a
do.
good number we can pick to reach?
7.
If we get 7 people to listen to this,
You want to aim really low?
yeah.
Okay. How about this? 6 more listeners. 6 more followers in Joe
You
Joe
got
Petitto.
it.
Sadly,
Yeah.
I want this to happen so that we can actually do a Stallone podcast. So if 6 people would please listen to this, please.
People
I
are
actually
turning
wanna
off
do
right
this.
Just
now.
know this, guys. This ain't no pie eating contest.
Yeah. You knock him down, you try to knock us down. Guys, thank you so much for listening at home. Thanks to our guest, Joe Petitto, for joining us.
Thank
As
you for
always,
having me again.
just bringing it, even if he's juicing.
I'm extremely tired at 2:14 a.m. in the morning.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's 2:14 a.m.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, that's my wake.
That's why I'm a little down. Next time we'll do earlier, maybe like, midnight.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe like not that time. Maybe
Yeah.
like 7.
7. I'm much better at 7 p.m. Yeah,
We all
I'm
wanna
much
be in
better at
bed
7
for that,
p.m.
Yeah. No, but guys, thank you at home for listening to this episode. It was an after dark episode, so yeah, we're a little loopy, a little crazy, but we appreciate you guys listening to this episode. We hope it was informative, like Joe's facts, my facts.
Joe's facts.
And I hope you enjoyed our little Joe Dingle. What is it?
Jingle?
Joe's Dingle.
Dingle.
No. I like Dingle way better.
We were playing with Joe's Dingle. Is that what you were saying?
If you'd like to see Joe's Dingle come back more often,
Go
just
on our
email the
OnlyFans
voice.
account.
Is that like
Frequels
a...
OnlyFans, Joe's Dingle.
That's a Freudian slip, I think.
Joe's Dingle. Like, I hope you guys enjoyed Joe's Dingle.
That's right.
Because we all did. But guys, no, thank you so much for our guest Joe Petitto for coming on. Please come back.
Thank you, brother.
Anytime you want. Thanks to my co-hosts Rory and Vince.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Yeah.
And to you guys for listening at home. We love you guys, and thank you for listening to.
Oh, Joe's Dingle.
Right there.